right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Eastern Broadcasting's coverage of the 2022 midterm election, live from the lobby of the Harlan County Courthouse. We will be here this evening as every number is counted and let you know how this midterm election went throughout Harlan County. We may have some more information from around the region and around the state, but mainly we'll be concentrating on the midterm election here in Harlan County. Good evening to you. I'm Jackie Cornett. Shaun Burnette is with me here this evening, and we're going to be looking at these numbers the best we can see. Boy, I tell you what, I'm finding out how old and how bad my eyes are because I don't see it all that well. But we will be giving you all the numbers here this evening. We got a lot of local races to look at. Now, let me give you some information so you can spread the word. Of course, we're on WTUK 105.1 FM. We're also on WHLN 1410 AM. We are on WTUK Wild Country's Facebook page, WHLN's Facebook page, Harlan Cable Channels, I think it's 2 and 102, and that also entails Everett's Television. And then we're on Eastern Broadcasting's YouTube channel. So no excuse for you not to know what's going on here tonight as Eastern Broadcasting bringing you these midterm election returns.
So what you're saying is we are worldwide now.
Wide open, baby.
World Wide Web.
The only guy had more followers than us is Dr. Johnny Fever. Do you know who that is?
How would I not? I mean, WKRP
I
in
don't
Cincinnati.
know how old I don't know how old you are.
It doesn't matter how old I am. WKRP in Cincinnati. Anyone that works in radio that does not know WKRP in Cincinnati
needs to get in
exactly
some other avenue. Some
That's
other
exactly
avenue.
Right.
You got our sponsors there. Let's go ahead and go over our sponsors right quick because without the sponsors, we would not be able to do this here this evening.
Tonight's coverage is being brought to you by Total Auto Service, the Portal Pizzeria, Jared Nunnally, Century 21. My screen went away on me. Harlan Propane, Quantum Healthcare in Cumberland, the Patio Drive-In over in Pennington Gap, Studio 606, Bushwhackers Barbershop, Dixon Plumbing, and the Parts House. Those 10 sponsors right there, they are the reason that people can listen to us tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? I know we give shout-outs to some of our sponsors and so on and everything. And I gave a shout-out to one of our sponsors this morning on the Crow in the Morning show, and I've got to do it again. Quantum Healthcare, Dr. Chris Lewis up there at Quantum Healthcare. We had an emergency in our family over the weekend, and he actually came to the home and just went above and beyond the call of duty, if you will, and helped my family out, Mrs. Crow's family out and everything, and appreciate them sponsoring. They've become an avid sponsor on Eastern Broadcasting, and just wanted to give them a shout-out in case they didn't hear it this morning. We really appreciate that. Little hometown personal house call service from a doctor. How long has that been?
Yeah. Can't beat that.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Now, for the people that are listening, you're going to hear us. For the people that are watching on TV, watching on YouTube, that sort of thing, I'll pull the screen up here. This is the screen you will see if you are looking at us on a TV screen, internet, that sort of thing. You will see on your left, that is the exact same screen we are seeing as it scrolls. So you can follow along with that. You will see there on the right, you'll see our pretty mugs over here, me and Jackie there.
Yeah.
Down on the bottom right-hand corner, you will see our sponsors right there. Be sure and go by and tell them you saw them on this election result and thank them. So that you are looking at exactly what we're looking at. The only advantage you have over us is you get our amazing commentary.
Looking at our mugs, I mean, it becomes evident here tonight. Obvious, I was kind of mixing the words up there a little bit, why I'm in radio.
I understand.
Face for it. Oh, goodness. All right, man, we got all kinds of races and stuff. Let's go ahead and go over these now. The polls are scheduled to close here, about 2 minutes, looks like to me, maybe?
No,
or right at it.
Now.
It's right at it. It's 6 o'clock. Now, the one thing is, I've been talking about this all week with election coverage, is if you're in line before 6 o'clock when the polls close, if you are in line and verified in line before the polls close, you will be allowed to vote. But other than that, the polls basically are now closed.
And let me tell you, people are probably in line because not even 15 minutes ago, people were still coming in here in a panic going, can I still vote? We were telling them, yep, go that way. Yep. That's where you need to go. So I'm pretty confident there are precincts that have a line right now.
You know, no presidential election this time. There is some state offices, some government offices, federal offices. But, man, we are full of local races. Now, we had a ton of them back in the primary. The Republican ticket during the primary was just loaded with candidates on just about everything going. But we look at city council races now. We also have some magistrate races we got to look at. We got some nonpartisan races we have to look at that's going to affect us here in Harlan County. We've got a bunch of stuff going on out there, and a lot of new faces in the political scheme I've noticed this year.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I do like that.
All right, here we go. Let's look at it, and I tell you what we'll do. We'll start with United States Senator. Of course, Rand Paul, the Republican, running against Charles Booker. Boy, that's been a heated deal right there. That's going to be interesting to see how that goes, not only here in Harlan County, but throughout the state of Kentucky. And then Hal Rogers, and I'm going to get you to pronounce the guy's last name there. Can you see that?
We're going to go with Connor
Halbleb. That's for United States Senator. Hal Rogers, boy, I tell you what, he's like a rock star in politics throughout the state of Kentucky and the country. And then the state representative for the 87th District will be Adam Bowling. And Gary Smith, the Democrat, running there, state representative in the 94th District. This is an interesting race right here in Telling, Harlan County. And that's Jacob Justice, the Republican, against Angie Hatton, the Democrat. And that's pretty heated.
He is the incumbent.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Actually met her not too long ago. First time I ever met her.
And she's a very nice lady. I met her, too, the other day. She's a nice lady.
Yep, I had met her. She was out and about. Now, let's get into some local stuff. First of all, PVA, Felicia Wooten, unopposed. She won the ticket, won the seat back during the primary. County Judge Executive, Dan Mosley, unopposed. County Attorney, Fred Busrow, unopposed. County Clerk, this is one a lot of people are keeping their eyes on. This is a big one here, a big partisan seat in Harlan County, and that is Donna G. Hoskins, the incumbent, the Democrat, being challenged by Ashley Sullivan, the Republican, and Sullivan won pretty handily back in the primary, if I'm remembering that right. So a lot of people are watching that one here this evening. Also, sheriff's race, Chris Brewer, the Republican, Chris Brewer, will be facing Mike Lunsford, the Democrat, for Harlan County Sheriff. And then jailer unopposed, B.J. Burkhart, won that back during the primary. For Harlan County Coroner, here's another one that's kind of interesting that people's got their eye on. John Derrick Noe, the Republican, and Emmanuel Mason Jr., the Democrat. Nobody running for county surveyor. I think this is the third or fourth time I've seen nobody running for the county surveyor, and that's just strictly write-in there.
Do we have a county surveyor right now?
I don't know if we have one right now or not. I'll be honest with you. I know who was the county surveyor for years and years and years, but I know he's not now. But I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you, about that. Then we get into some of the district races. Magistrate District 1, Clark Sparky Middleton, the Republican, running against the independent candidate, Matt Napier. Constable, 1st District, unopposed, Tony Wayne No there. Magistrate in the 2nd District, Bill Moore, unopposed. Constable in the 2nd District, Scotty Moore, the Republican, running against Clyde Payne, the Democrat. Magistrate District 3, Paul Browning, the Republican, the incumbent, running against the Democrat Russell D. Huff. And Constable in the 3rd District, Dale Holcomb, Republican, against James R. Boggs, the Democrat. Now, I'm not for sure, but I think Dale might be the incumbent there.
I think he was, yes.
Yep. And then Magistrate, 4th District, Jim Roddy, the Republican, running against Lonnie Atkins Jr., the Democrat. Non-opposed in the 4th District Constable race, Stephen Ray's got that. And then Magistrate in the 5th District, James Howard, the Republican, and Travis Hensley, the Democrat, will be vying for that seat. Constable in that 5th District is unopposed. Robert Hayward has that. And then what's the next one? The auditor of Court of Appeal or judge of a Court of Appeals, Jacqueline Caldwell unopposed. Also Court of Appeals, James Lambert unopposed. Then we get into a couple other ones that's really, really interesting, and people are going to keep their eyes on. Of course, in District Judge race, 26th Judicial District, Scott Lisenby is unopposed. But in the Circuit Judge race, 26th Judicial District, Kent Hendrickson, the incumbent, will be vying against Karen Davenport. This one has been a pretty public, if you will, campaign for both of these people leading up to the election day here for Circuit Judge. All right, let's see. We got some more. All right, Board of Education. I tried to make some notes on this. Member Board of Education for the 4th District, Harlan County School District. Golly, I hope I can see that. That's tough. Lavonda Pennington and Wallace Napier. Vote for one. And then in the 5th District, Harlan County School Board, Scott Sherman running unopposed. My old buddy Scoop. I got him in the radio business years ago up in Cumberland. I sure did. Good guy right there. Good guy. And then Board of Education for Harlan Independent School District, there are 3 seats available. 3 people are running. That is Will Miller, Debbie Howard, and Virgil Everso III. Mayor, City of Benham. This is an interesting one. A lot of people up in the Tri-Cities are keeping their eyes on. Chad Morgan running against Danny Quillen, and that's for Mayor, City of Benham. And then for City Council in the City of Benham, the 6 seats available, and I think there's 7 running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, there's 7 running, 6 seats available. That's Imogene Holcomb, Bradley Scott Sherman, Ryan Cope, Kristen Simpson, Devin Watts, George Massey, Savannah Sargent, and then they have the write-in listed in there. But 6 of those 7 to be seated there in the City Council in Benham. Mayor, City of Cumberland, 3 people running there. The incumbent, Charles Raleigh, will be faced by Jonathan Franklin and author Daniel Miller in that race. And City Council in Cumberland, boy, there's a ton of them running. There's 7 seats available, and there's a ton of people running for City Council. And I hope I can get all this. And there's a lot of new names in this in the City of Cumberland. A lot of talk going on up in the Tri-Cities about some of the people that are running. Got some youth in here. First of all, Dustin Seiler, Brooke Seiler, George Powers, Harlan graduate there, Jacob Lee Doyle, Naomi Dixon, Robert Tommy Jenkins, Jordan Blair, Jonathan David Fields, Teresa Polson Raleigh, Tracy Tackett, Atlanta Scopa Forson, Tyler Blair, David D. Dixon, and Randall Corky Tackett. There will be 7 of those people seated. And what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 running for those 7 seats on the City Council in Cumberland. Mayor of Everett, Eddie Manning, running unopposed. Well, I'll tell you what, Eddie Manning, I remember when he was elected mayor up in Everett's up there years and years ago. And, he's just been a mainstay up there for years and years, but he's running unopposed there. Eddie Manning will remain mayor, City of Everett. And then 6 seats available for the City Council in the City of Everett, and there's 7 people running. And I hope I can see these. Are very small
You want me to
print.
go over these for you?
Can you see them?
I can. For City Council of Everett, you get to vote for 6. There's actually 7 listed. Renee Doan, Jason Stallard, Jacqueline Renfro, Larry Cottle, Ernie Woodard, Preston McLean, and Charlie Couch, and, of course, the old write-in.
The old write-in.
The old write-in.
He's on every ballot.
He is. Very popular man.
Mayor, City of Harlan, of course, the incumbent, Joe Metters. He's being opposed by Dakota Hensley in that race. And then if you can see the City Council in Harlan, there's 7 seats available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 running. If you can see those, go ahead and run down those.
Running for the City Council of Harlan, we have Jean Ann Lee, Tyler Frazier, Tim Howard, Jeff Phillips, Jason Childers, Ann Hensley, Justin Luttrell, and Charles Bailey.
And then there he is again.
That write-in.
Mr. Write-in.
Have you ever seen a write-in win anything?
I don't
think I ever have.
Only on the Andy Griffith Show.
That's true.
That's only on the Andy Griffith Show, yep. Thanks to Barney's support. Mayor, City of Loyal, Clark Bailey Jr., Danny Glenn Perkins. You mentioned this just a little while ago before we went on the air. Kind of keep an eye on that one right there as well.
Yeah, those two, that's going to be an interesting one.
City Council for the City of Loyal. Interesting deal here. 6 seats available, but there's only 4 people running. So there'll be 2 seats to be filled there.
Is it possible that not all of these terms were up? Maybe there was a couple of terms that – well, no, it says to vote for 6.
So, it does.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It does. It says vote for 6. And what is that? Trina Cornett, David C. Lewis, William Epperson, and Elvin Smith running. So
the write-in may make a big difference.
You could get on City Council in Loyal with 1 vote.
But I believe, though, for a write-in vote, I honestly believe for a write-in vote to be valid, you have to file as a write-in.
Hey, turn the lights on. We can't see. That's that guy from Cumberland there. You got to watch him. He's got a gun on his side. I better be careful. Oh,
You're going to
good.
get us whipped.
That's all right.
Before it's over with.
That's all right. You have to stay here. I'm going up the
So,
road.
on the city council, you went over them: Trina Cornett, David C. Lewis, William Epperson, Elvin Smith, and then the write-in, of course.
Right. And then Mayor City of Lynch, unopposed there, Justin Wren will be the mayor City of Lynch. And then council for the City of Lynch, vote for 6. There's 6 running. And golly, can you see those? I'm having a hard time seeing them on this.
R. Sissy Rutherford, Benny Massey, Mark, is that Hudak? Hudak. Hal Thomas Woods Jr., Leslie J. Young, and Roger Wilhoit.
So all those will go in unless a write-in were to outlast one of those or get more votes. And then you have the constitutional amendment number 1, and I think the constitutional amendment number 1 isn't that just the thing about the times of meeting and the numbers of meetings and this and that and everything. But then the constitutional amendment number 2. I've heard so much talk about it, and it's the abortion amendment. Golly, sometimes when these amendments are put on ballots, they're confusing. They're really, really confusing.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of people talk about this, but yes means basically no in this. Yes means no abortions.
That's
basically.
Well, yes.
Basically, that's what that means, I think.
Yes.
So anyway, there it is. Gosh, there's a bunch of them.
It's not necessarily banning. It doesn't affect abortions at all. All it's saying is that you cannot put anything in the Constitution that does allow abortion or ban abortion.
See, that's,
it keeps people from slipping stuff in there. Not that that's ever happened in government, but, you know.
What was it Will Rogers said when Congress makes a law, it's a joke, and when Congress makes a joke, it's a law.
I've never heard that.
That's what Will Rogers said.
It's true.
Yeah, that's what Will Rogers said. Hey, good evening to you again, folks. You are tuned into the 2022 midterm election coverage live here from the lobby of the Harlan County Courthouse through the Eastern Broadcasting Radio, YouTube, Facebook channels. We're all over the place. There may be somebody broadcasting on the street corner. You just never know. But you can let people know, maybe people from outside the area would like to follow along the Harlan County election coverage this 2022 midterm. They can do so in a number of ways. Of course, we're on WTUK 105.1 FM. We're also on WHLN 1410 AM. We're on WTUK Wild Country Facebook page, WHLN's Facebook page, Harlan Cable, Everest Cable, and then the Eastern Broadcasting YouTube channel.
And I have to give a shameless plug here to the Eastern Broadcasting YouTube channel and the Facebooks. If you go to the Facebook and you like us, you're notified when we post news stories and things. If you go to the Eastern Broadcasting YouTube and you subscribe to it, you don't have to wait on us to tell you that we're going to be doing stuff, because as soon as we go live, it pops up on your phone that Eastern Broadcasting is live. That's the sporting events. That's some meetings. That's, press conferences when Dan Mosley wants to talk. That's election coverage. If you subscribe to Eastern Broadcasting, you will be notified as soon as we go live.
Technology.
I had to put the plug in there. I'm sorry.
Technology. Yeah. The technology I've lived on all my life is right below my nose.
How much trouble has that gotten you into in your
life?
A
bunch. I've become a professional at saying the views of Crow in the Morning does not necessarily reflect those views of Eastern Broadcasting or WTUK.
Yeah.
So, I got to be careful there. I got to be careful. We don't have any. I don't think I've seen anybody come in as of yet, but the numbers will be coming in just a little bit. One other thing I do want to mention to you, earlier today, a lot of questions, a lot of phone calls. I got a lot of text messages, phone calls, and so on about an automobile accident, a car accident. It happened up around the Putney Loop area over on 522. And a number, I'm going to use a big word, a plethora of emergency personnel. You like that?
I'm going to Google it. I don't know what it means.
See, I don't either. I just heard somebody say it one time. But a number of emergency personnel was there, and it seemed like it was a really, really bad situation. Of course, it was a bad situation. It was a car accident. Don't know the extent of injuries or this or that or whatever. But from what we learned was the vehicle that wrecked, it was a single vehicle crash there on 522, caught fire, and as dry as everything is, that's a very bad situation with a little bit of fire going. So a lot of people was over in there, and I'm sure on our Facebook page, as soon as we get some information from Kentucky State Police, it'll be there with all that information. And then, of course, tomorrow we'll have it on WTUK and the Crow in the Morning Show. Whew. Well, still no numbers yet. And If you're not familiar with how the election return coverage is all done, you will have workers will come in here, and they will all start coming in to the county clerk's office. The numbers will be tabulated, verified in there, and then they will appear on the screen here in front of us, and we will share those with you. And as Shaun mentioned earlier, you will be seeing that screen on your phone, on your laptop, or whatever here in just a little bit when numbers start coming. But it's really interesting how it works, and it always happens this way. Numbers start coming in, and there's 32 precincts, as I have it, in Harlan County. They will show 33, and that 33rd precinct will consist of the absentee ballots, if I'm remembering that correctly. I didn't even look up to see the number of precincts on the screen. But there's 32 precincts, and, they're showing 30.
It says 36.
Oh, okay. That entails early voting at the courthouse, early voting at the Harlan Center, and then the absentees.
Yes.
So that's what that all comes down to. But we will start getting those numbers in, and we'll start giving them to you, and they'll start rolling pretty good. We'll be getting numbers from Harlan. We'll be getting numbers from Loyal, from Wallens, from the Everett area, and the surrounding area here in Harlan. And then things will kind of lull down just a little bit because we have some far-reaching precincts up in the Tri-Cities, across Pine Mountain, over around the Bledsoe area, down toward the Bell County line, up toward Black Mountain area, up in that way. So there will be a lull in there, and the way it's always worked, and it's really been interesting, we get to a certain point and we have all these numbers and everything just sits still for a few minutes, and then boom, boom, it's over.
And you can't call it in that lull because we've seen the final votes come in and nothing changed.
Yeah.
And we've seen the final votes come in and pretty much leave us speechless. It just flips everything that we didn't expect.
Yeah, unfortunately, because we have so many little local races with city councils and mayors and magistrates and things along that line, some of those races may be over and we'll still be counting numbers, but we don't know what precincts have come in unless we recognize them when they come in the door.
And, we've got an advantage with this new system here that the viewers can also see. If you look at it, it's got the candidate's name and then the party, and then it shows the absentee votes, and then it shows the ones that voted early, and then it shows those that voted normal. Well, the final column that's in green there that says total, if there is an office that only has like 4 of the precincts that can vote in that will show 100%
I see
when
it now.
all of the precincts in that race have reported. We didn't have that before.
I don't remember that being there.
I don't remember a lot of things being here.
I don't remember what I ate for breakfast this morning. But anyway, no numbers yet. Glad you came along for the ride. Hey, just give you a heads up on a couple other things going on. We got high school football coming up this Friday, second round of the Class A playoffs. The Harlan Green Dragons will travel to Pikeville to take on the Panthers. That's a 7:30 kickoff. And I know it's going to be on WHLN.
Yes.
What other avenues do we have?
We're going to simulcast it. We're going to put it on everything.
Going to put it on WTUK.
We're going to put it on everything.
Okay.
Have they not done amazing this year?
It's been a heck of a year. They've had a great year. I tell you, I worked with head coach Eric Perry there for a while. Of course, I coached at Harlan for a while with Coach J.B. Donahue, and I worked with Eric for a while and spent some time with him. Very knowledgeable. His whole family, very knowledgeable football people. I've coached football ever since I've known them. But, now look, let's not make any mistake about it. It's going to be a monumental task, that's for sure.
Okay, we have been notified that the Harlan City Council has Darrell Cohilia. He is registered as a write-in candidate.
Okay.
That is official there.
All right. So now I got to go back to the Harlan City Council. They, where was it at? Take me just
City
a second
Council,
to
Harlan
find
City
it.
Council.
I know I've got it here somewhere. Let's see how many people are running there. I got it right here.
There it is.
Vote for 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 running. And then we've learned that Darrell Cohilia, his name's not on here, so he's a write-in. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let me write that down.
So,
and of course, I'm sure there's some others.
So
in
that's
other races.
9 candidates running for the 7 seats, and that is JP sent us that information.
Who?
It's one of the people that tells us stuff.
JP.
JP.
Okay. I'm not going there, baby.
I'll let you know later.
I'm not going there. No. Oh, okay. Still looking around to see if there's any numbers, anybody coming in. Nothing has come through the courthouse door as of yet. And, one thing I was thinking about on the way down here, back years ago, before all of our Facebook and our streaming and the YouTube and all this and everything, we have expanded the ways that people can really follow election return coverage, because years ago there was basically only three ways. Two of them was immediate, one of them was next day, and the immediate way was obviously be here at the Harlan County Courthouse. This place used to fill up unbelievable.
Yep.
They used to be hanging out off of the banisters upstairs, because that's where they got their first numbers on local elections, and then obviously us. Of course, you was doing it too, WHLN, before we acquired them, and that was it. And then maybe the next day in the newspaper or whatever. But with all the things that we do now, boy, you can find out numbers right like that.
Yep. And we can't forget the fact of how much fun the elections were to do when it was packed like that, because every room in this building had food.
Yeah.
It was a buffet like you wouldn't believe. That's why we did elections.
I used to love it. People say, "Man, when this is all done, you want to go out and eat?" And I say, "Nope, I can't hold a thing." I've ate ever since I've been here. Oh man. Oh, good evening to you, folks. 2022. Boy, a lot of people have been waiting on this election day, and I kind of follow some of the things going on throughout the country. And, man, there is some big, big race. Of course, we got the Herschel Walker race going on there. What is that? That's down in Georgia there. Got that race going on. Dr. Oz, he's in the politics now.
The TV guy, Dr. Oz?
Yes. Pennsylvania, I believe it is where it's at. And, so we've got.
Look what just snuck up behind us.
Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz. No, we're a little late. I kind of expected to have numbers by now, but I've not seen.
We've not even had we had the early voting from the.
Nothing yet. But I've not seen I've not seen anybody come in. I've not seen any.
No, I've been watching and.
Yep. Not a basket has come in.
We'll send our runner in. Kerrigan, run in there and see if there's any problems or anything, or if they're still just waiting on the first one, okay?
Oh, you're going to put her to work.
I'm going to put her to work.
Oh.
That's what I used to do. She can do it.
She thought she was going to come to observe.
Yep.
Thought she was going to observe. But again, this Friday, high school football, don't forget about that. And, of course, there's a lot of other things going on. I want to mention this as well. Don't forget, folks, opening up on November the 25th at Putney Shriners Fairground. If you have never been there to see this, it is worth the 10-mile trip from Harlan or Cumberland to check it out at Putney Shriners Fairground. Harlan County Christian School presenting Harlan County Celebrates Christmas Light Display. That opens up on November the 25th. They're open every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday through Christmas Eve, starting on Friday, November the 25th. I think it's 6 to 9:30 p.m. You can get hot chocolate candy cane. They got music. The lights go to the music and everything up there. And the week of Christmas, they'll be open every night from 6 to 9:30. That's the 19th through the 24th. But I cannot believe I can remember that. I've said it enough. I guess I do. But I just want to mention that because I tell you, those folks do a tremendous job up there. And no charge, donations if you would like. But I'm telling you, it's really nice. And I would suggest to you to go check that out. And then we got the Festival of the Mountain Masters coming up out at the Village Center Mall. I think that's the 25th and 26th, if I'm not mistaken. Right. And also the tree lighting and the Harlem Musette's Christmas Bazaar. That's the week, I think it's the 18th, 19th, the weekend before, if I'm not mistaken, around there. So lots of stuff happening, baby. You done got your Christmas shopping done?
I haven't even started. I'll start that
Mine's
on Christmas
done,
Eve.
man. I've got mine finished.
You already got my present?
Let me tell you something.
Did you already get my present?
I have learned the key to getting your Christmas shopping done early.
If you're about to tell me have no friends or something like that.
Just don't buy anything.
Well, yeah, that's
The stress is over. What'd you get me? Here's 20. Bye.
same thing I got you last year, just a different color.
Yeah. Oh, man. But that's coming up too, brother. I mean, we got the Black Friday and all that stuff happening.
You're saying if someone says there's nothing to do in Harlan for the next month, they're wrong.
They're living.
wrong.
They're living in their bedroom, I guess. I don't know, but hey, there's been a bunch of stuff, man. We had Jeep Fest going on down here. We had the festival, the fall festival here around the courthouse, and that's just so many things going on. And that's good. That's good. People getting things happening, doing stuff, and making things happen. That's good. And anyway, still waiting on numbers. This is the longest, I do believe, that we've ever had to wait on numbers.
Yeah.
Usually we get some at about 15 after, especially from right here in downtown Harlan, but nothing as of yet. Sponsors. You got them there?
Yeah.
Let's go over the sponsors again. Got to thank those folks.
This election coverage is being brought to you by, in no particular order, Total Auto Service, The Portal, Jared Nunnally, Century 21, Harlan Propane, Quantum Healthcare, The Patio Drive-In, Studio 606, Bushwhackers Barbershop, Dixon Plumbing, and The Parts House. Listen, let's talk about another one of these sponsors, Studio 606. Do you know how hard those girls work? I've got a lot of friends that are involved. Their daughters are involved with that. They are gone all the time competing and practicing.
I know.
It is so much work. And Bethany Cox, the instructor there, she has really done an amazing job with them. They got a beautiful facility now going up 72 there past the gas station, the big, beautiful new gray building. That's Studio 606. It's beautiful up there.
It's we've got all kinds of things going on here. You mentioned that, and in downtown Harlan, we got so many little businesses that are starting to open up, and hopefully we can keep that going. We got some numbers. We have some numbers. Here is some numbers. That's not the total straight pool ticket, is it?
No, straight pull. With 3 of 36 precincts reporting in the United States Senator's race, Rand Paul has 65% of the vote. Rand Paul has 74% of the vote. Charles Booker, 25%. In the United States Representative in Congress, 5th Congressional District, Hal Rogers, 83% of the vote. Connor Halleblieb, 16%. State Representative, 87th District, Adam Bowling leads with 80% of the vote. Gary Smith, 19%. In the State Representative of the 94th District, the incumbent, Angie Hatton, is trailing with 28%. Jacob Justice, 71%. That is only in Harlan County now.
That's right. Yeah. PVA, non-opposed, Felicia Wooten. Dan Mosley, County Judge Executive, non-opposed. County Attorney, Fred Busrow, non-opposed. The county clerk's race right now looks like Ashley Sullivan has 57% of the vote so far, and Donna Hoskins with 42% of the vote.
That is only with 3 precincts reporting.
Chris Brewer for Harlan County Sheriff has 74% of the vote, and Mike Lunsford with 25% of the vote.
Now, we do have to point out, because I just realized it, 3 of those precincts, one of them is the absentee, one of them is the early voting.
Right.
There's only 1 precinct reporting, but it counts as 3 of 36 precincts reporting. In the coroner's race, John Derek No with 68%, Emmanuel Mason Jr. following with 31%. County surveyor, no one running. In the 1st District Magistrate's race, Clark Sparky Middleton is currently ahead with 70% of the vote. Matt Napier, 29%. Tony No is unopposed in the 1st District Constable's race. Bill Moore unopposed in the 2nd District Magistrate's race. In the 2nd District Constable's race, we have Scotty Moore currently ahead with 78%. Clyde Payne follows with 21%. In the 3rd District Magistrate's race, it's Paul Browning with 76%. Russell Huff with 23%. In the 3rd District Constable's race, Dale Holcomb leads with 71% of the vote. James Ray Boggs with 28%. Now, that is only the absentee and the early. Obviously, in
and that's
the
small
Cumberland
numbers
area,
of voting.
They're not.
That's 53 votes, basically, the one you just mentioned right there.
In the 4th District Magistrate's race, Jim Roddy is ahead with 80% of the vote. Lonnie Adkins with 19%. In the 4th District Constable's race, Stephen Ray is unopposed. In the 5th District Magistrate's race, we have James Howard, the incumbent, ahead with 66%. Travis Hensley with 33%. In the 5th District Constable's race, Robert Haywood is unopposed. In the judge for the Court of Appeals, 3rd Appellate District, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Jacqueline Caldwell is unopposed.
Better you
In
than
the
me.
judge for the Court of Appeals for the 3rd Appellate District, 2nd Division, James Lambert, unopposed. In the 26th Circuit Judges race, this is a good one. Ken Hendrickson, the incumbent, ahead with 64% of the vote. Karen Davenport with 35%. In the district judges race, Scott Lissenby is unopposed. For the Board of Education for the 4th District for the county, LaVonda Pennington has 20%. Wallace Napier has 79%. Scott Sherman is unopposed in the 5th District Board of Education race. For the Harlan Independent School District for the Board of Education, this was vote for 3.
3's in.
Will Miller, Debbie Howard, and Virgil Eversole. There, I'll have 33% at this point. Well, I guess if you get to vote for all of them, that makes sense. For the city of Benham, in the mayor's race, Danny Quillen is ahead, 69%. Chad Morgan with 30%. In the city council for the city of Benham, you vote for 6.
There's 7 there. Woo, good luck on that one.
The one that's behind right now, I can't tell.
Looks
We'll come back around to that one.
There's 3 at 12.5.
We'll have to do that when we come
there's
back.
3 at 12.5.
City of Cumberland mayor's race. We have Charles Riley leading with 59%, Jonathan Franklin 32%, and Arthur Miller with 7%. For the City Council, City of Cumberland.
Good luck on
Dustin
that.
Seiler 3%, Brooke Seiler 3%, George Powers 10%, Jacob Doyle 4%, Naomi Dixon 2%. Skipping ahead to the I've lost it.
David Fields 14%, Tyler Blair 10.9%, 9% for Corky Tackett, and then we missed the others. We'll just have to go those when we can. Though there's 14 of those there, and 7 have to go in. That's just tough. That's tough.
For mayor for the city of Harlan, we have Joe Metters, the incumbent, currently ahead with 74%, followed by Dakota Hensley with 25% of the vote. That is with 3 of 36 precincts reporting. City Council for the city of Harlan, you can vote for 7. Jean Ann Lee, 15%. Tyler Frazier, 11%. Tim Howard, 15%. Jeff Phillips, 13%. Jason Childers, 9%. Ann Hensley, 12%. Justin Luttrell with 13%. And Charles Bailey with 8%. Mayor for the city of Loyal. Clark Bailey has a firm lead with 72% of the vote. Danny Perkins with 28%. That is only with the absentee and the early vote.
Right.
City Council, City of Loyal. You can vote for 6. There's only 4
There's
running.
only 4 running.
So that's Trina Cornett, David Lewis, William Epperson, and Elvin Smith.
Wren will be the mayor for the city of Lynch. Justin Wren running unopposed. City Council for Lynch, vote for up to 6. There are 6 running. Sissy Rutherford, Ronnie Massey, Mark Hudak, Hal Thomas Woods, Leslie J. Young, and Roger Wilhoit.
In the constitutional amendments, Constitutional Amendment 1, with only 3 precincts reporting. In number 1, they voted yes, 54%, no, 45%. In Constitutional Amendment 2, this was a heavy one. 64% voted yes, 35% voted no. That is only 3 precincts reporting. I cannot believe we got to the end of that report. That was.
So you ready to go home?
Yeah.
Hey, folks, let me tell you, if you have availability to view on your phone or your laptop or your computer or whatever, you could do that and follow along with us, because I'm telling you, there's so many, especially when we get into these city council races. Nothing's changed, right? Still the same.
We still have 3.
Okay. There's so many names in these city council races. We're going to try our best to follow through those. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because you'll have 2 or 3 at the top that'll have less in the middle, and then the bottom will have more than the middle. I mean, it's just going to be hard to follow through, and that's going to be a
And we'll
be
go
a tough
ahead and
one.
tell you, when it comes to the city council races, we're going to drop the ball on that one. We're not.
That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Like I say, especially the Cumberland City Council race.
Yes.
I mean, there's 14 running, 7 seats available. So that's going to be really tough to follow, and we'll try to double team it when we get up to those. Maybe next time you do one, I do one. We'll just try to double team those things and get through them. So anyway, first numbers are in.
That's still just 3 of 36 precincts. That's only 8% of the precincts reporting.
Yeah, we got a long way to go.
But that's only 8% of the precincts, but that is 1,270 votes. That's a lot,
That's
isn't
a lot
it?
of votes. I went in earlier into the clerk's office to see if there was any kind of report numbers or anything that anybody could tell us about what the turnout was, Now, obviously, if you have an election, a presidential election with what we have tonight, the turnout is phenomenal. But we don't have the presidential election. It's basically local And I'm expected to see a big turnout there because
I hope so.
every community has a very important seat be voted on this midterm election.
You're right. You're right. We still only have 3 precincts reporting here. We'll take this opportunity as we roll back to the city council races. We will try again to get those, but there's a lot of names, and the screen's rolling a little faster, I think, this year, possibly. We've got right there in the 3rd district magistrates race, still with only 2 precincts reporting in that one.
I'm sure
early voting.
Yeah, I'm sure Cumberland precincts have not made it down to the courthouse yet. The Tri-City precincts.
No, it's still Paul Browning ahead, 76%. Russell Huff, 23%. In the 3rd district constables race with just the 2 precincts, it's Dale Holcomb ahead, 71%, with James Ray Boggs, 28%. In the 4th district magistrates race, Jim Roddy is ahead. We have 4.
we got a white screen.
When they add a new precinct, the screen goes blank on us. Now we have the straight party votes. In the straight party votes, it looks like Republicans 83% pulled straight party, and in the Democratic 16%. I don't think that represents what we're thinking it does. So we'll just leave those alone.
I think those numbers will really blow up as we get toward the end of the evening.
In the Senator's race, United States Senator, it's Rand Paul 76%, Charles Booker 23%.
Hal Rogers 84%, 15% for Halableeb. State Representative, 87th District, Abaddon Bowling, 83%, 16% for Gary Smith.
In the 94th state representatives race, Jacob Justice has a firm lead at 71%, Angie Hatton with 28%.
Felicia Wooten, a PVA for Harlan County, running unopposed.
County Judge Executive, we'll declare him the winner. You want to declare Dan the winner right now.
Let me tell you something. These people that are running unopposed right now, they're sitting at the house eating chocolate pie, drinking milk, just giggling.
Yep.
Because they don't have to go through this.
Oh, yeah. In the county clerk's race, we've got Ashley Sullivan with 59% of the vote, Donna Hoskins with 40% of the vote, and that is with 4 of 36 precincts reporting.
Sheriff's
in the sheriff's
race, you got it? Go ahead.
Chris Brewer with 75%, Mike Lunsford 24%. That race is going to give us a new sheriff. There's not an incumbent.
Regardless. Yeah, regardless. Yeah.
And the coroner's race also. Here it comes. It will be a new coroner for the first time in like 80 years, it feels like.
John Derek No, 70%, 29% for Emmanuel Mason Jr.
County surveyor, there's no one running. In the 1st district magistrates race, Clark Sparky Middleton, the incumbent, 70% of the vote currently. Matt Napier trails with 29%.
Tony Wayne No, unopposed in 1st district constable's race. Magistrate 2nd district, Bill Moore, also unopposed there. We'll declare him the winner too.
I think so.
Yeah, and then constable 2nd district, Scotty Moore with 79%, and I think that's 20% that I'm seeing for Clyde Payne.
In the 3rd district magistrates race, Paul Lewis Browning, the incumbent, with 76%, Russell Huff with 23%. That's just with the absentee and the early voting. As we stated, the votes are not here from Cumberland yet. In the 3rd district constable's race, Dale Holcomb, 71%, James Ray Boggs, 28%.
Jim Roddy winning big in the 4th district magistrates race early here tonight with looks like 80% to 19% to Lonnie Atkins Jr. Stephen Ray, Constable 4th District Magistrate, 4th District Constable's race unopposed. And then 5th District Magistrate James Howard with 66%, 33% for Travis Hensley. Constable in that 5th District unopposed, Robert Haywood will be seated there again. And
Judge for the Court of Appeals, 3rd Appellate District, 1st Division, Jacqueline Caldwell, unopposed. And the Judge of the Court of Appeals, 3rd Appellate District, 2nd Division, James H. Lambert is unopposed. In the Circuit Judges race, 26th Judicial Circuit, Kent Hendrickson, 61%, Karen Davenport with 38%. That is with only 4 precincts reporting. In the 26th, Scott Lisenby's unopposed.
He's eating chocolate pie.
For the Board of Education in the 4th District, LaVonda Pennington, 33%. Wallace Napier with 66%. In the 5th District, Scott Sherman is running unopposed.
Scoop.
For the Board of Education for the Arlen Independent School District, you can vote for 3. There's only 3 running. Will Miller, Debbie Howard, and Virgil Eversole, each with 33%. Mayor for the city of Benham, it's currently Danny Quillen with 69% of the vote, Chad Morgan with 30%. City Council for the city of Benham, you can vote for 6. We have Holcomb with 14, Sherman with 16, Cope with 12, Simpson with 17, Watts with 12, Massey with 14, and Sargent with 12 for the mayor for city of Cumberland.
Yeah.
We have Charles Riley ahead. He's the incumbent with 59% of the vote. Jonathan Franklin with 32%. And Arthur Daniel Miller with 7%. City Council for the City of Cumberland, you vote for 7. Here we go. Dustin Seiler, 3%. Brooks Seiler, 3%. Powers with 10%. Doyle with 4%. Nixon, 2%. Jenkins, 9%. Blair with 7%. Fields, 14%. Riley with 5%. Tackett, 5%. Forson, 9%. Blair with 10%. David Dixon with 5%. And Tackett with 9%.
That's Corky Tackett, the last one there at 9%. You got them all. Eddie Manning unopposed for the mayor of Everett, and then City Council for Everett's vote up to for 6 people. There's 7 running, and looks like Doan with 14%, 7% for Stallard, Renfro with 21%, 15% for Cottle, Woodard with 14%, 15% for McLean, and Couch with 11%.
Mayor for the City of Harlan, Joe Matters, the incumbent, 74%. Dakota Hensley, 25%. City Council in Harlan, vote for up to 7. We have Lee with 15%, Frazier with 11%, Howard 15%, Phillips with 13%, Childers with 9%, Hensley 12%, Luttrell 13%, and Charles Bailey with 8%. Mayor for the City of Loyal, currently Clark Bailey leads with 72%, Danny Perkins with 28%. City Council for Loyal, vote for 6. There's only 4. We have Cornett, Lewis, Epperson, and Smith.
2 people that are not on the ballot are going to be city councilmen for the City of Loyal, and then Mayor of Lynch, Justin Wren, unopposed. City Council for Lynch, vote up to 6. There are 6 running. That's Sissy Rutherford, Benny Massey, Mark Hudak, Hal Thomas, Julio Woods, Leslie Young, and Roger Wilhoit. I had to throw that in there. Oh, Julio's my buddy.
In the Constitutional Amendment 1, this is amendment number 1. Right now, yes is 57%, no 42%. In the second constitutional amendment, the one that deals with abortion, yes was still in the lead. The screen went blank again, which means we have 6 of 36 precincts reporting.
You get to do that Cumberland thing again.
All I know is Paul standing behind me, and he said if I could do it again, I get a gift certificate to Sasquatchy Hibachi. I'm going to hold you to it. Here we go with 6 precincts reporting in the Senator's race. Rand Paul leads with 78%. Charles Booker with 21%.
Hal Rogers leading 85% to 14% in the United States Representative in Congress 5th Congressional District race over Halablip.
In the 87th state representative race, it's Adam Bowling leads with 82%. Gary Smith, 17%.
In Harlan County, Jacob Justice leads 75% over Angie Hatton's 24% in the 94th District State Representatives race. PVA, Felicia Wooten, unopposed. Dan Mosley, County Judge Executive, unopposed. Fred Busrow, County Attorney, unopposed. County Clerk, Ashley Sullivan with 60%. And Donna Hoskins just shy of 40%. Sheriff's race, Chris Brewer, 76%. Mike Lunsford with 23%. B.J. Burkhardt, Harlan County Jailer, unopposed. Coroner, John Derek Noel with 72%. Emmanuel Mason Jr. with 27%. Nobody running for county surveyor.
As we're coming down to the 1st District Magistrates race, Clark Sparky Middleton, the incumbent, with 67%. Matt Napier, 32%. That race is closing tighter. It was not that close. In the 2nd District Constables race, we have Scotty Moore, 79%, Clyde Payne with 20%. 3rd District Magistrates race, Paul Lewis Browning with 76%, Russell Huff with 23%. That's still only 2 precincts in those races, or in the Cumberland races.
Right.
3rd District Constables race, Dale Holcomb, 71%, James Boggs, 28%. 4th District Magistrates race, Jim Roddy leads with 79%, Lonnie Adkins with 20%.
Constable, 4th District, Stephen Ray, unopposed. Magistrate in the 5th District, James Howard with 66%, and Travis Hensley with 33%. Constable in the 5th District, Robert Haywood running unopposed there. Judge of the Court of Appeals, 3rd. I say appellate. You say appellate? How you say it?
Whatever
it is.
I say appellate.
Okay, whatever. But anyway, Caldwell and Lambert both in the judge of the Court of Appeals running unopposed.
In the circuit judges race, the local circuit judges race, Kent Hendrickson has 62% of the vote. Karen Davenport, 37%. In the Board of Education for the 4th District, LaVonda Pennington, 33%. Wallace Napier, 66%. And I'm just reading those in the order they're in. That's not any way.
Harlan Independent School District, 3 people vying for the seats there. Will Miller, Debbie Howard, and Virgil Everso, the 3rd, the only people running there.
We in the mayor for the city of Benham, we have Danny Quill in the head with 69%, Chad Morgan 30. Here we go. City Council for Benham: Holcomb 14, Sherman 16, Cope 12, Simpson 17, Watts 12, Massey with 14, Sargent with 12.
6 of those will go in out of the 7. For Mayor, City of Cumberland, Arthur Daniel Miller, 7%, 32% for Franklin. Raleigh has, I think that was 56, if I saw that right.
City Council for Cumberland, both Silers with 3%, Powers with 10%, Doyle with 4%, Dixon with 2%, Jenkins with 9%, Blair with 7%, Fields 14%, Raleigh 5%, Tackett 5%, Forson 9%, Blair 9%, 5 and 6 on the other.
Dixon and the other Corky Tackett.
I tried.
Yeah. I tell you, they go so quick. They just go so quick. Let's get on down. City of Harlan, Mayor for City of Harlan, 74% for Joe Metters, the incumbent. And Dakota Hensley has 25, nearly 26% there. City Council, City of Harlan, vote for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 running, and I missed the numbers.
We'll
do that in a minute.
In the next loop. In the mayor for the city of Loyal, we have Clark Bailey ahead 72%, Danny Perkins 28. City Council, City of Loyal, vote for 6. There's only 4 there. Cornett, Lewis, Epperson, and Smith they all received the votes there. Mayor for the city of Lynch, Justin Wren, he's the winner.
Yep. And then 6 people running for 6 seats in the city council in Lynch as well. So that's just a matter of what the numbers will be there.
In the constitutional amendments, for the first one, 59% voted yes, 40% voted no. And for the second amendment, the one that deals with abortion, 69% voted yes, 30% voted no.
That's the last numbers that we have. That's with 6 precincts out of what they're showing is 36 precincts in Harlan County reporting. 16.67% of the vote is counted to this point. There's really only 32 precincts, but those other 4 entail absentees, earlies, this, that, whatever. So that's why we're showing 36 precincts there. And right now, as far as Republican Democrat Party voting, straight party, 82% Republican, 17% Democrat. And United States Senator Rand Paul winning big in Harlan County, 78%, 21% over Booker. Rogers, no trouble, winning big, 86% over 14% to Halblib. I never can get that out right. Adam Bowling is leading 82% to 17% over Gary Smith. State Representative, 94th District, Justice leading 75% over Angie Hatton's 24%. Felicia Wooten unopposed, Dan Mosley unopposed, Fred Busrow unopposed, County Clerk Ashley Sullivan still with 60% of the vote to 39% for Donna Hoskins. Chris Brewer winning big right now, 6% to 23% to Lunsford.
We've got a little information here from an election official that says 6 of 36 precincts reporting.
Okay.
3 of those are early voting. Only 3 of those 6 reporting are precincts that have voted today. So and 3 of those are early voting precincts.
And then 1 is the absentee.
It doesn't say that.
That would make you the 4 from the 36, give you the 32 precincts. If that's a good guess. That's a good guess, man.
Well, that makes sense. See, I didn't know there were 32 precincts. I maybe should know that, but I didn't.
I've always thought that. I mean, that's what I've always
seen.
We'll
go with it. Let's roll with
it. Yeah. Fake it till you make it.
Well, we still have 6 precincts reporting. No major changes.
No numbers changed. No numbers changed as of yet. Sponsors. Let's do our sponsors again. I know you've got them there, so let's go ahead and do our sponsors one more time. Without those folks, we would not be sitting here tonight bringing this live coverage to the folks around the world.
Tonight's coverage is being brought to you by, in no particular order, the Parts House at Wallens, Dixon Plumbing, Bushwhackers Barbershop, Studio 606, the Patio Drive-In in Pennington Gap, Quantum Healthcare, Harlan Propane, Jared Nunnally of Century 21, the Portal Pizzeria, and Total Auto Service. Without them, we probably wouldn't be here.
Thank you, folks. Appreciate it. Yep. Checks in the mail because of those folks. Still just, 6, showing 6 out of 36 precincts reporting. And again, as Shaun mentioned there, 3 of the 36 precincts is early voting precincts and 1 is absentee. So I know that we've got I think we've got the Harlan precinct in. Here comes another one. Now we're up to 9 precincts out of 36. We're at 25% of the precincts in Harlan County at this point. And here are those new numbers.
In the United States Senators race, Rand Paul currently with 79% of the vote, Charles Booker with 20.
Hal Rogers looks like 86% to Halibleeb's 13% for the United States Representative in Congress 5th District.
In the 87th Representative District, State Representative Adam Bowling, 83%, Gary Smith, 16%.
94th Representative District of State Representative looks like Justice in Harlan County with 76% and Angie Hatton with 21%.
In Felicia Wooten, Tammy is unopposed in the PVA office. Dan Mosley unopposed in the county judge executive. Now, Dan was not unopposed and Felicia was not. They just won their primary. They were running.
Unopposed in the general.
Exactly.
Yeah, in the midterm general.
Now, in the county clerk's office, Ashley Sullivan leads with 62% of the vote. Donna Hoskins with 37% of the vote. In the sheriff's race, we have Chris Brewer currently ahead, 77% of the vote, with Mike Lunsford with 22%.
And then B.J. Burkhart, Harlan County Sheriff, running unopposed in this general election. Coroner John Derek No with 71%, and looks like 28% for Emmanuel Mason Jr. Nobody running for county surveyor. And then we get into the magistrate's race. 1st District Magistrate, Sparky Middleton, 67%, 32% for Matt Napier. Tony Wayne No in the 1st District for the constable seat, running unopposed. Magistrate 2nd District, Bill Moore, unopposed. Constable 2nd District, Scotty Moore with 79% and Clyde Payne with 20%. Magistrate 3rd District, Paul Browning with 76%, 23% for Russell Huff. And Constable in that 3rd District, Dale Holcomb Jr., 71%. James Ray Boggs with 28%. 4th District Magistrate, Jim Roddy, big lead, 83% to 16% to Lonnie Atkins Sr. And Constable 4th District, Stephen Ray running unopposed. Magistrate 5th District, James Howard, 72%, 27% for Travis Hensley. And then in the 5th District Constable's race, Robert Hayward running unopposed. Judge of the Court of Appeals, Caldwell and Lambert both running unopposed. Circuit Judge, 26th District Judicial Circuit.
Ken Hendrickson currently ahead, 61%. Karen Davenport with 38%.
And then where are we at next? Board of Education. You got that. There you go. Member of Board of Education.
4th District, we have Wallace Napier, 62%. LaVonda Pennington, 37%. In the Board of Education for the Independent School District, you can vote for 3. There's only 3 running. Will Miller, Debbie Howard, and Virgil Eversole.
Mayor, City of Benham. Interesting race. Danny Quillen, 69% to, I think that's 30% to Chad Morgan. And 6 council seats available in Benham. There's 7 running.
It's Holcomb with 14%, Sherman 16%, Cope 12%, Simpson 17%, Watts 12%, Massey 14%, and Sargent with 12%.
Charles Raleigh leading the mayor's race in Cumberland, nearly 60% to 32% to Franklin. And I missed the Miller.
In the city council for Cumberland, both Silers with 3%, Powers with 10%, Doyle 4%, Dixon 2%, Jenkins 9%, Blair 7%, Fields 14%, Raleigh 5%, Tackett 5%, Forson 9%, Blair 10%, Dixon and Tackett with 5 and 9% respectively.
You got it, baby. Eddie Manning run unopposed for mayor in Everett. Vote for 6 council members in Everett. There's 7 running. And I missed it again. I did it again. You've got to do that one the next time.
Mayor for the city of Harlan, Joe Maters, the incumbent, 75%. Dakota Hensley, 25%. For the city of Harlan, you can vote for 7. We have Lee with 15%, Frazier 11%, Howard 14%, Phillips 14%, Childers 9%, Hensley 12%, Luttrell 13%, and Bailey with 8%. For the city of Loyal, Clark Bailey's ahead 72% to Danny Perkins 27%. In the city council for the city of Lynch, we've got Rutherford with 13%. Massey with 18%, Hudak with 13%, Woods with 20%, Young with 15%, and Will Hoyt with 17%.
You got them, baby. Get you a drink. You need one. Yeah, boy. I don't know if it's my eyes or my mouth that's not working properly.
You need a drink for your eyes?
Oh, man. 9 precincts out of 36 reporting so far. We're a quarter of the way there. 25% of the precincts have been counted, and we've seen a number of election officials make their way into the clerk's office, and now we're going to get some more numbers.
It still shows 9 of 36.
Shows 9, yeah. Still the same deal, yep.
We probably don't want to start because I am pretty sure as soon as we say the first race here, that screen's going to go blank again.
Yep, too many people in there. They're tabulating right now. They've got numbers. They're counting them right now. And I see election personnel, some of them lined up out the door, it looks like. So So we'll be getting some numbers. And like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this thing happens quick. We start getting these numbers really quick. Then we start getting a spattering of numbers here and there. And then you get to a certain point where everything just kind of stops for a few minutes for the outlying areas to get in here. Of course, it is just about 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock. Polls have been closed basically for about an hour. So we should start seeing those numbers. But you also, you have the Tri-City area, you have the Black Mountain area, the Bell County line area, Cross Pine Mountain over in Bledsoe area. Those come in much later, much later.
Where do you think's the farthest? You think it would be up past Everett's, Close Flint, Holmes Mill, that sort of, or would it be Cumberland?
It may be Lynch.
Path Fork's the farthest.
Yeah, maybe,
without a doubt.
maybe. But now you got to realize Lynch is a long way from here. You're talking like 25 miles from here to Courthouse, basically, to Cumberland, and then you've got another 7-8 miles or 5 or 6 miles on up in there to where the precincts are. So that's a pretty good haul. Of course, you're right. Path Fork's a good haul. That's one thing that has always aggravated me about when the state restructures, whether it be voting, whether it be representatives, whether it be sports districts, regions, and so on. It's like they sit in the flatlands of Kentucky and just look down at a map and do not realize how mountainous this place is up here. The geography in Harlan County is really, really spread out. And a lot of that has to do with land mass, and a lot of it has to do with the hollows that we have everywhere back up in these hills.
Hollers.
Yep. So again, only as of now, 9 out of 36 precincts have been reported. 25% of the votes cast in Harlan County have been counted so far. Now, we will be here to the final vote, and we will end up getting the final numbers, not just on the screen, but they will provide us with final numbers on the paper as well. And most of the time we try to catch someone and talk to someone that's a winner, talk to them about the election and everything. And if we do that tonight, I may have to let you do that. You need to do that, man. That's you. That's got you wrote all over it.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. There's some static here in my.
Yeah,
we'll take care of it.
We will. We'll talk to some people. Maybe if we can get a hold of some people, the winners later on here. But pretty good crowd here at the Harlan County Courthouse. But not the type crowd that we've seen in the past.
It's filling up, and it may not be. Yeah, it's full. I started to say they might just be crowded around the screen, but it's pretty full.
Yeah, there's pretty good crowd.
There will be more. Here we go. 13 of 36 precincts reporting. That is 36% of all precincts. That is 3,879 votes. Listen, we've only got 36% reporting, and we have more votes than we have seen in some elections.
30, how many was
3,800.
3,800 votes.
Here we go. In the United States Senator's race, Rand Paul with 80%. Charles Booker, 19% in the 5th Congressional District. Hal Rogers with 86%. Connor Halblebe with 13%. And listen, Mr. Halblebe, if you're listening, we apologize. We don't know how to say your name.
The 2 state representatives, 87th District, Bowling leading there with 84% over Smith with 15%. The 94th District, Jacob Justice leading 75% to 24% for Angie Hatton.
As we're coming up, Felicia Wooten, Tammy is unopposed. Dan Mosley unopposed. Fred Busrow unopposed. Here's some opposition. Ashley Sullivan has 63% of the vote. Donna Hoskins with 36%. That is in the county clerk's race. In the sheriff's race, Chris Brewer with 78%. Mike Lunsford with 21%. B.J. Burkhart unopposed in the jailer's race. In the coroner's race, we have John Derek No, 72%, and Emmanuel Mason Jr. with 27%.
Clark Sparky Middleton in the 1st District Magistrate's race has 68% to 31% to Matt Napier. Constable there unopposed, Tony Wayne No. In 2nd District Magistrate's race, Bill Moore is unopposed as well. 2nd District Constable race, Scotty Moore is leading there with 76% over Clyde Payne's 23%. 3rd District Magistrate race, Browning with 80% to 19% for Huff. Constable in the 3rd District, Dale Holcomb with 76%, 23% for Boggs. And Magistrate in the 4th District, Jim Roddy with 86% to 13% to Atkins. And Constable in the 4th District, Stephen Ray unopposed. Magistrate in the 5th District, James Howard with 72%, 27% for Travis Hensley. And Constable in the 5th District, Robert Hayward unopposed.
In the Court of Appeals, the 3rd District, we have Jacqueline Caldwell unopposed, and we also have James Lambert unopposed. That is the 1st and 2nd Division. In the Circuit Judges race, 26th Judicial Circuit, Kent Hendrickson, the incumbent, 61%, Karen Davenport, 38%. Scott Lisenby is unopposed. For the Board of Education, for the 4th Educational District, Wallace Napier leads with 61%, LaVonda Pennington with 38%. In the 5th District, Scott Sherman is unopposed. For the Harlan Independent School District, you can vote for 3. 3 are running. That's Will Miller, Debbie Howard, and Virgil Eversole.
Mayor, City of Benham, Danny Quillen still leads there, 69% to 30% over Morgan. City Council for the City of Benham, we have Holcomb with 14%, 16% for Sherman. Cope has 12%, 17% for Simpson. Watts has 12%, 14% for Massey, and Sargent with 12%. Mayor, City of Cumberland, get yourself ready. Arthur Daniel Miller with 7%. Jonathan Franklin with 24%. The incumbent Charles Raleigh with 68%. Go,
in the
boy.
City of Cumberland City Council, we have both of the no, they're not the same anymore. Dustin Seiler 2%, Brooks Seiler 3%, Powers with 10%, Doyle 5%, Dixon 2%, Jenkins 9%, Blair 7%, Fields 13%, Raleigh 5%, Tackett 5%, Forson 8%, Blair 11%, Dixon with 5%, and Tackett with 8%.
Eddie Manning running unopposed.
I want my gift certificate, Paul.
For the city of Everts. Doan and Everts Council, 14%, 12% for Stallard, Renfro, 15%, 16% for Cottle, Woodard, 14% for McLean, and I think that was Couch with 10%.
For the city of Harlan, the city council, vote for 7. We have Lee with 14%, Frazier 11%, Howard 14%, Phillips with 13%, Childers 10%, Hensley 12%, Luttrell 12%, and Bailey with 9%. For the city of Loyal, Clark Bailey still ahead, 72%, Danny Perkins 27%. For the city of Loyal, vote for 6. There's only 4. Cornett, Lewis, Epperson, and Smith.
And pretty much the same deal in Lynch. Mayor running unopposed, Justin Wren running unopposed, and then 6 council seats available there, 6 running. That's Rutherford, Massey, Hudak, Woods, Young, and Will Hoyt.
No changes really in the constitutional
I don't
amendments.
think that's going to
Amendment
change.
number 1, 60% voted yes. Amendment number 2, 70% voted yes. So amendment number 2 is pulling ahead a little more.
I just saw the Tots precinct make its way in. I'm pretty sure that's the Tots precinct that come walking in the door there just now. Well, we got 13 out of 36, right? Is that what I'm seeing? 13 out of 36 precincts. And it's
Still
gonna,
no change.
No
We're
change.
still
It's going
where
to
we
stay
were.
there. It's going to stay there. And, folks, again, with these city council races, it's just really tough. It's just kind of hard. You know, one way to do it, like if you got 7 people running for 6 seats, you can say, well, the one person not in is this person. But you hate to do that. You don't want to do that.
Well, they're so close. By the time we figure out the 2 or 3 that are behind,
It
it's
could
off
change.
the screen.
It can change.
Still no change here. Just 13 of 36 precincts reporting. No changes at all.
I think we've got candidates walking into the courthouse down here. I'm hearing applause here and applause there and a little of this, a little of that.
Maybe local celebrities coming in. You never can. Well, we have the local celebrities
They may be applauding for us, man. You never know. You never know. Never know.
No changes still with 13 of 36 precincts reporting. As we discussed earlier, anyone that's watching this on YouTube or is not watching it on YouTube needs to go to YouTube, find the Eastern Broadcasting YouTube, and subscribe to it and click the little bell right there for notifications. And anytime we go live, you will know about it. You don't have to wonder anymore.
Just looking around to see. We filled up pretty good down here right now. It's in the last, 5-10 minutes, it's filled up pretty doggone good.
Looks like we got a whole bunch of the candidates here for all the different races, too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Still 13 precincts reporting. We'll go over the sponsors again. In no particular order, we're being brought to you tonight by Total Auto Service, The Portal, Jared Nunley of Century 21, Harlan Propane, Quantum Healthcare, The Patio Drive-In, Studio 606 Dance Academy, Bushwhackers Barbershop, Dixon Plumbing, and The Parts House.
Thank you, sponsors. Without sponsors, boy, I tell you, media would be nowhere. Hey, we got some new numbers. 15 now. 15 precincts out of 36 reporting. See if there's any changes in here. And that's nearly 42% of the precincts in Harlan County, or the votes counted in Harlan County.
In the United States Senators race, Rand Paul is ahead with 80%, Charles Booker with 19%. In the 5th Congressional United States Representative, Hal Rogers leads 87%. Connor Hableblebe, 12%. 87th Representative, State Representative, Adam Bowling leads with 85%. Gary Smith, 14. 94th Representative, State Representative, Jacob Justice leads with 75%. Angie Hatton, 24%. Felicia Wooten Tammy is unopposed for the PVA office. County Judge Executive Dana Mosley is unopposed in this race. And the County Attorney Fred Busrow is unopposed. In the County Clerk's race, Ashley Sullivan is ahead, 64%. Donna Hoskins with 35%. In the Sheriff's race, Chris Brewer leads %. Mike Lunsford with 20%. B.J. Burkhart is unopposed for the jailer. In the coroner's race, it's John Derek Noe with 72%, Emmanuel Mason with 27%.
Now we're going to start getting into the magistrate's race. First District Magistrate's race. Clerk Sparky Middleton looks like 66% to 31% to Matt Napier. Constable there, Tony Wayne Noe running unopposed. Second District Magistrate Bill Moore running unopposed. Constable in the second district, it looks like Scotty Moore with 78%, 21% for Clyde Payne. And then in Magistrate third district, Paul Browning still with 80% to 19% for Russell Huff. Constable to third district, Dale Holcomb Jr., 76% to 23% to James Ray Boggs. And Jim Roddy leads 80% to 13% in the fourth district magistrate's race over Atkins. Constable in the fourth district, Stephen Ray unopposed. Fifth district magistrate's race, James Howard over Travis Hensley, 65% to 34%. Fifth district constable's race, Robert Haywood unopposed. And then the two judge of the Court of Appeals, unopposed, both Lambert and Caldwell. Circuit judges race, 26th Judicial Circuit District, Kent Hendrickson with 61% and 38% for Karen Davenport. Scott Lisenby, District Judge, 26th District, running unopposed. Board of Education, that is Pennington and Napier. Looks like Napier leads 64 to 35. Scott Sherman unopposed there in that fifth district. Board of Education for Harlan Independent. 3 seats available, 3 people running. Miller, Howard, and Everso all will go in. Mayor, City of Harlan. City of Benham, Danny Quillen with 69%, 30% for Chad Morgan.
For the city council races in the city of Benham, it's Holcomb 14%, Sherman 16%, Cope 12%, Simpson 17%, Watts 12%, Massey 14%, Sargent with 12%. For the city of Cumberland, Charles Riley leads right now with 68% of the vote. For the city of Cumberland City Council, it's Dustin Seiler 2%, Brooks Seiler 3%, Powers with 10%, Doyle 5%, Naomi Dixon with 2%. Robert Jenkins with 9%, Jordan Blair with 7%, Fields with 13%, Riley 5%, Tackett 5%, Forson 8%, Blair with 11%, David Dixon 5%, and Tackett with 8%. In the city of Everett, Eddie Manning is unopposed. For the city council of Everett, vote for 6. We have Doan 14%, Stallard 12%, Renfro 15%, Cottle 16%, Woodard with 14%, McLean with 14%, and Couch with 10%. In the city of Harlan, Joe Metters leads 73% of the vote. City council for the city of Harlan, you can vote for 7. Lee has 14%, Frazier with 11%, Howard 14%, Phillips 13%, Childers 10%, Hensley with 12%, Luttrell with 12%, Bailey with 9%. For the mayor of Loyal, it's Clark Bailey leads with 72% of the vote. Danny Perkins, 27%. For the city council for the city of Lynch, we have Rutherford, 13%. Massey with 18%. Hudak with 13%. Woods with 20%. Young with 15%. And Will Hoyt with 17%.
And they all go in. 6 seats, 6 candidates. They all go in there. So that's with 15 out of 36 precincts reporting, nearly 42%. Is what it's showing on the screen up here. We've got a lot of precincts standing in the county clerk's office in there right now. So we're going to get some more numbers here in just a little bit. We're almost halfway there. But, you know, to be honest with you, it's been a little longer getting to this point, I believe.
Well, their screen has gone blank. It still says 15 of 36. That's what we had last time.
Straight party pool, Republican Party, 84% to this point, and Democratic Party, 15%. You and I have talked about this a number of times. It used to be totally opposite years ago. But that has really, really switched out. I tell you, we got a lot of, while we're waiting on other numbers, I got to say this. It is hard in this day and time with social media and the avenues that people have to belittle maybe politicians or people in the public or things like that. It's tough to get people to really commit to run for public office at any level anymore, especially on a lower level. I got to give hats off to all these people. We have got a ton of people vying for the seat, for whatever seat it may be. And, the bottom line is it's to serve Harlan County. So, my hat's off to you. We got a ton of people running for office, from constable to magistrate to city council to mayor to just on and on and on it goes. So, I tell you what, in this day and time, it takes some intestinal fortitude.
Well, if you've got a skeleton, it's coming out.
Yes, sir.
If you run for office.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's going to show, that's for sure. 15 out of 36 precincts reporting, still stuck at about 42. It's 41.67%.
It's going to refresh here in a minute with probably 8 to 10 new precincts.
Yeah, it's going to go crazy here in just a second. That's like we was talking about. You have a lull, and then, boy, it hits. It hits. But I'm watching a reflection in a glass door here back to the clerk's office, and they're lined up out the door taking in votes. So all those numbers will show in just a little bit.
Still with 15 to 30 precincts reporting, nothing's changing really.
Big crowd. I was afraid it wasn't going to be that big of a crowd, but a big crowd here tonight at the Harlan County Courthouse. And I tell you, I've lived all my life in Harlan County. And up until I started working at the radio station, I never came down to the courthouse to experience the election night totals.
Yeah.
It's a tradition here. I mean, it's become a big tradition here. And if you've never done it, folks, it's worth the trip. It's worth the trip wherever you come down. Get congratulated, or see, or talk, or it's really a good experience.
It's a really emotional experience because you're either going to win or you're going to lose.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget. I was not sitting where we're sitting right now. I was sitting back over behind, about 20 feet behind us. They had a big screen hanging down, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And this was not a county race. It had to do with a regional race, some kind of a representative race type deal, this, that, whatever. And we were announcing it, and one of those people running was here. Was actually here. And we were giving the numbers, and this person was following the numbers here and this and that and everything. And as he came out of the clerk's office to get the numbers from here, we got notification from another county that entailed that politician, and we announced it on the radio, and the look of disappointment that I saw that night, that stuck with me for years and years and years. I'll never forget that. And the other thing is this: the place fills up. It's kind of loud. You got a lot of chatter going on. Got a lot of people discussing, talking, this, that, whatever, and everything. When the final numbers happen in a matter of about 3 minutes, this place is empty.
Yep.
It's just empty. Oh, still waiting on some more precincts. Again, folks, we're at 15 out of 36. 15 out of 36 precincts reporting. And the screen that we're looking at is about to go to the bottom. There's the end of the report right there. So maybe we'll get it refreshed here. And I know there's the app.
There it is.
Went blank. So let's see what we got. 18 out of 36. We are halfway there. 18 out of 36 precincts. Straight Party, Republican, 84%. Democrat, 15%. United States Senator's race, Rand Paul in Harlan County, 81% to 18% for Charles Booker for United States Representative in Congress. And we've got another refreshing, looks like. The screen went blank again. Let's see. It was at 18. That's where it stayed at, okay? So 18. Hal Rogers is winning big. That was the number I was getting ready to go to just a moment ago. But Hal Rogers is winning big here in Harlan County. And we'll wait till it gets to the next screen. State Representative 87th District, Adam Bowling, 86%, to Gary Smith's 13%. State Representative in the 94th District, Jacob Justice with 75%, to Angie Hatton's 24%.
Keep in mind on that one, that is Harlan County only. Angie is from Whitesburg, so, that area may carry her. Harlan County does not determine that one solely.
No, we're butchered up in representatives.
Yes.
We're butchered up.
In the county clerk's race, Ashley Sullivan, 65%. Donna Hoskins with 35%. In the sheriff's race, Chris Brewer is increasing his lead with 80% to Mike Lunsford's 19%. B.J. Burkhart is unopposed in the jailer's race. In the coroner's race, John Derek Noe with 73%. Emmanuel Mason with 26%. No one is running for county surveyor. In the 1st District Magistrate's race, it's Clark Sparky Middleton with 68%, Matt Napier with 31%. In the 1st District Constable's race, Tony Noe is unopposed. 2nd District Magistrate's race, Bill Moore is unopposed. In the 2nd District Constable's race, Scotty Moore with 76%, Clyde Payne 23%. 3rd District Magistrate's race, Paul Browning with 80%, Russell Huff with 19%. In the 3rd District Constable's race, Dale Holcomb, 76%, James Ray Boggs, 23%. 4th District Magistrate's race, Jim Roddy, the incumbent, with 86%, Lonnie Adkins, 13%. In the 5th District Magistrate's race, James Howard, the incumbent, with 60%, Travis Hensley with 39%. In the 5th District Constable's race, Robert Haywood is unopposed. In the judge for the Court of Appeals in the 1st Division and the 2nd Division, Jacqueline Caldwell and James H. Lambert are unopposed. In the 26th Circuit Judges race, Ken Hendrickson, the incumbent, with 61%, Karen Davenport, 38%. Scott Lissenby is unopposed in the district judges race. In the 4th District Board of Education, it's Wallace Napier, 65%, LaVonda Pennington, 34%. In the 5th District Board of Education, Scott Sherman is unopposed. In the Harlan Independent School District, you can vote for 3. There's 3 running: Will Miller, Debbie Howard, and Virgil Eversole.
See if I can do this. Danny Quillen leads for Mayor, City of Benham, 69% to 30% over Morgan. City Council in Benham, Holcomb, 14%, 16% for Sherman. Cope with 12%, 17% Simpson. Watts, 12%, 14% for Massey, and 12% for Sargent. Mayor, City of Cumberland, Miller, 7%, 24% for Franklin. Raleigh with 60-some percent. What's the first name? I can't see it.
In the City Council's race for Cumberland, it's Dustin Seiler, 2%, Brooke Seiler, 3%, Powers with 10%, Doyle, 5%, Naomi Dixon, 2%, Tommy Jenkins with 9%, Jordan Blair, 7%, Fields with 13%, Riley 5%, Tackett 5%, Forson 8%, Blair 11%, David Dixon 5%, and Randall Tackett with 8%. For the City of Everett, you can vote for 6 for the City Council. Those are Doan with 14%, Stallard 12%, Renfro 15%, Cottle 16%, Woodard 14%, McLean 14%, and Couch with 10%. For the City Council, for the City of Harlan, we have Lee with 14%, Frazier 11%, Howard 14%, Phillips 13%, Childers with 10%, Hensley with 12%, Luttrell 12%, and Bailey with 9%. For the mayor of Loyal, Clark Bailey with 72%, Danny Perkins with 27%.
And City Council in Loyal, Cornett, Lewis, Epperson, Smith all going in. They need 2 more. That's 4 there. Justin Wren, City of Lynch, unopposed for mayor. And for City Council, Lynch, Rutherford, 11%. Looks like 18% for Massey. Hudak, 13%. 20% for Woods. 15% for Young. Will Hoyt with 17%. They all go in as well. Something I want to mention that just came to my attention. I was looking, and in our opening here on the coverage, we talked about a lot of young candidates that we have seen this year. And if I'm not mistaken, when I looked just a moment ago, the City of Cumberland, we'll double check that, but for City Council, the 3 top vote getters, I do believe, are first-time ever candidates.
Does that tell you the people of Cumberland want to change? Is that what that says?
I don't know. I'm just saying, look like Fields, Powers, and Blair. I don't know what order that was, but I think those people were leading. We'll have to double check that in just a little bit. I got a message from show you chocolate cake, chocolate pie. Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
We still have 18 of 36 precincts. 18 of 30. Tell him to save me a slice there.
Yeah.
With 18 of 36 precincts reporting, no changes still. Ashley Sullivan, 65%. Donna Hoskins, 35%. In the sheriff's race, it's Chris Brewer with 80%. Mike Lunsford with 19%. B.J. Burkhart unopposed in the jailer's race. In the coroner's race, it's John Derek No, 73%. Emmanuel Mason Jr. with 26%. Is there a rodeo going on behind
I don't know.
us?
I don't know.
In the 1st District Magistrate's race, Clark Sparky Middleton leads with 68%. Matt Napier with 31%. 1st District Constable's race, Tony No is unopposed. 2nd District Magistrate's race, Bill Moore is unopposed. 2nd District Constable's race, Scotty Moore with 76% of the vote. Clyde Payne, 23%. 3rd District Magistrate's race, Paul Browning, the incumbent, with 80% of the vote. Russell Huff with 19%. And it's refreshed. We have 23 of 36. We are over halfway there now.
63, almost 64% now of the votes have been brought in here to the Harlan County Courthouse. Straight Republican Party pool looks like 84% to 15% straight Democrat ticket pool. Rand Paul, 82% over Charles Booker, 17% for United States Senator. United States Representative in Congress, 5th Congressional District, 87% for Hal Rogers. And Hal Bleeb with 12%. State Representative, 87th District, Adam Bowling with 85%, 14% for Gary Smith, and 77% for Jacob Justice in the 94th Representative District of State Representative race over Angie Hatton with 22%. Felicia Wooten-Tamby unopposed. Dan Mosley, Harlan County Judge Executive, unopposed. County Attorney Fred Busrow, unopposed. County Clerk Ashley Sullivan with 65% to 34% for Donna Hoskins. And then in the sheriff's race, Chris Brewer with 81% to 18% to Mike Lunsford. B.J. Burkhart in the jailer's race, unopposed. Coroner's race, it looks like John Derek No with 74% to Emmanuel Mason Jr.'s 25%. Nobody running for county surveyor. And now we get into the magistrate's race, 1st District. Clark Sparky Middleton, 63% to 36% to Napier. Tony Wayne No Constable there in that 1st District, unopposed. 2nd District Magistrate's race, Bill Moore, unopposed. Constable in the 2nd District looks like Scotty Moore with 76% to 23% to Clyde Payne. Magistrate in the 3rd District, Paul Browning still sitting at 80% to 19% for Russell Huff. Dale Holcomb leads the constable race there in the 3rd District, 74% to 25% to Boggs. Magistrate in the 4th District, Jim Roddy, 86% to 13% to Atkins. Constable in the 4th District, Stephen Ray, unopposed. And magistrate in the 5th District, James Howard, 63%, and Travis Hensley with 36%, and Haywood running unopposed for the constable in that 5th District.
Whew. Where did everybody go?
I don't know.
Sorry. Everybody's gone.
I'm going to say it's a party at the portal.
Party at the portal, we hear.
I got a feeling.
Which is one of our sponsors,
Yeah.
so we'll say that. In the 26th Circuit Judges race, Kent Hendrickson, 61%, Karen Davenport, 38%. In the Board of Education for the 4th District, it's Wallace Napier, 65%, LaVonda Pennington, 34%. In the Board of Education for the Harlan Independent School District, you pick 3. There's 3 there. It's Will Miller, Debbie Howard, and Virgil Eversole. Mayor for the City of Benham, it's Danny Quillen with 69%, Chad Morgan 30%. City Council for the City of Benham, it's Holcomb with 14%, Sherman with 16%, Cope 12%, Simpson 17%, Watts with 12%, Massey with 14%, and Savannah Sargent with 12%. In the mayor's race for the City of Cumberland, Charles Riley leads with 68% of the vote, Franklin with 24%. City Council for the City of Cumberland, you can vote for 7. Dustin Seiler with 2%, Brooks Seiler 3%, George Powers 10%, Jacob Doyle with 5%, Dixon 2%, Jenkins 9%, Blair 7%, Fields 13%, Raleigh 5%, Tackett 5%, Forson 8%, Blair 11%, David Dixon 5%, and Corky Tackett with 8%. For the City of Everts, we've got Renee Doan 14%, Jason Staller 12%, Renfro 15%, Cottle 16%, Woodard with 14%, McLean 14%, and Couch with 10%. For the city of Harlan, Joe Metters, the incumbent, as mayor, has 73% of the vote. For the city council for the city of Harlan, you can vote for 7. There's more than that listed. We have Lee with 14%, Frazier 11%, Howard 14%, Phillips 13%, Childers with 10%, Hensley 12%, Luttrell 12%, and Bailey with 9%. For the city of Loyal, the mayor's race, Clark Bailey leads with 72% of the vote. In the city council's race, you can vote for 6. There's only 4. That's Trina Cornett, David Lewis, William Epperson, Elvin Smith.
About the same thing in Lynch. Justin Wren unopposed for mayor, and then 6 people running for 6 seats there in the city of Lynch. Of course, there is the possibility of write-in, but Rutherford, Massey, Hudak, Woods, Young, and Wilhoit. Boy, this place quietened down.
Where did they all go?
Well, I think they were all here for this one particular county race, and the numbers are just so separated. I think they might have. They might have determined that one race was over.
I hear they moved to the portal, Jackie. So you take care of this, and I'm gonna head to the portal and check it out and see if it's.
Yeah, you just wait on me down there. Yeah, I'll be right there. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
With only 23 of 36 precincts reporting, that is 63% of the vote. We'll go over the sponsors one time while we got just a little pause right here. In no particular order, your sponsors for tonight's coverage are Total Auto Service, the Portal Pizzeria, apparently where the after party is right now.
Or the during
party.
Yeah.
Jared Nunley, Century 21 agent. And Jared does a whole lot of stuff, too. He sponsors
those
Century
people
21,
that go to the portal could bring us some food, couldn't they?
If you're listening, we like food.
Yeah.
So Jared Nunley, Century 21 agent, as well as Bluegrass. He's got the transport agency, rental agency. He does a whole bunch of stuff.
Tents, tables.
Exactly. He's a busy man. You got Harlan Propane, Quantum Healthcare, the Patio Drive-In over in Pennington Gap, Studio 606 Dance Academy, Bushwhackers Barbershop, Dixon Plumbing, and the Parts House. We still have 23 of 36 precincts reporting. No change so far. Chris Brewer has 81%, Mike Lunsford 18%. In the coroner's race, John Derek No with 74%, Emmanuel Mason Jr. with 25%. First District Magistrate's race, Sparky Middleton leads the incumbent with 63%, Matt Napier with 36%. How in the world did I get this wire wrapped around me? In the second district constable's race, Scotty Moore leads with 76%, Clyde Payne 23%. Third district magistrate's race, the world famous Paul Browning leads with 80%, Russell Huff with 19%. Third District Constable's race, Dale Holcomb with 74%, James Boggs 25%. Fourth District Magistrate's race, Jim Roddy the incumbent with 86% of the vote, Lonnie Adkins with 13%. In the 5th District Magistrate's race, the incumbent, James Howard, has 63% of the vote, followed by Travis Hensley with 36%. That's with 23 of 36 precincts reporting.
Before you go on, and I know we've got some more numbers here, but again, this place cleared out a lot. I think one of the county races, some people that was here to support, I think they kind of felt that one was a done deal. But the interesting thing that I mentioned just a few moments ago, and going all the way back to the beginning of our broadcast, talking about some first-time candidates, some young people getting involved in politics, and I was right there in the city of Cumberland, the 3 leading vote getters, and I don't know if that's finished or not. I don't know if it's done. But in Cumberland, the 3 leading vote getters on the city council there is first-time ever candidates for city council. As I had it at that time was Powers, Fields, and Blair. And there may have been another one. I missed it, but we'll look at it and see in just a little bit. Young people getting involved in politics.
Coming up on the city of Cumberland right now, we have Charles Riley, the incumbent mayor, with 68% of the vote, John Franklin, 24%, and Arthur Daniel Miller with 7% of the vote.
Tommy Jenkins. I'm sorry. I stepped on you, man. I didn't mean to. There's another one. Tommy Jenkins is 4th in the vote getting there.
That's the city of Cumberland City Council. I'm not going to try it because
there's so many. Gosh, there's so many. But that is 4 that I see of the top vote getters. And there may be a 5th. There may be a 5th in there that I've missed.
Let's travel up to Everett's for the city council's race. We have vote for 6 here. We have Doan with 14%, Stallard 12%, Renfro 15%, Cottle 16%, Woodard with 14%, McLean 14%, and Charlie Couch with 10%. In the City of Harlan mayor's race, Joe Mayer still has a firm lead at 73%. In the City Council's race for City of Harlan, you can vote for 7. Lee has 14%, Frazier 11%, Howard 14%, Phillips 13%, Childers 10%, Hensley 12%, Luttrell 12%, and Charles Bailey with 9%. In the City of Loyal, Clark Bailey leads with 72% of the vote in the mayor's race.
And then the City of Lynch, we've talked about that a number of times. For mayor, Justin Wren unopposed. And for council, 6 seats available and 6 people running. They will all go in there. Again, 23 out of 36 precincts reporting, 63, almost 64% of the votes have been tabulated and reported. And I've got a feeling we're about to get them all. We've got, I think I see 3 or maybe 2 or 3 precincts still standing in line in there. So I think we're going to get those numbers in a hurry. I think we may get a jump like you were talking about a little while ago, 8 or 9 of them, because we're getting ever so close. There's nothing really close. Like we've went through. But there is a couple places here that could change a little bit on some of these smaller, or some of the other elections, like city elections, city government, and that, depending on who has been counted yet. We don't know what precincts have actually been counted.
We now have 26 of 36 reporting. That is 72% of the vote. In the senator's race, that is Rand Paul leading with 82%, Charles Booker 17%. In the 5th Congressional District, State Representative Hal Rogers 87%. Connor Halbleib with 12%. 87th State Representative District, Adam Bowling with 85%, Gary Smith 14%. In the 94th Representative District, State Representative Jacob Justice leads in Harlan County with 77% of the vote to Angie Hatton's 22%.
Those numbers have been basically there ever since we started this broadcast. And then you got a number of unopposed. County Clerk Ashley Sullivan with 65% to Donna Hoskins 34%. Sheriff's race Chris Brewer 81% to Michael Lunsford's 18%. And then some more unopposed. B.J. Burkhardt, Harlan County Jailer. Coroner's race John Derrick Noel 74%, nearly 75% to 25% to Emmanuel Mason Jr. And then you get into the magistrate's race, and some of these may be done. We just don't know 100% for sure if they are done or not. Middleton leads Napier 61% to 36%. In the magistrate's race there, Tony Wayno, Constable 1st District unopposed. Magistrate 2nd District, Bill Moore unopposed. Constable 2nd District, Scotty Moore leads pretty big there, 76 to 23%. And then Magistrate in the 3rd District, Paul Browning still leading big there. Looks bigger now, 84% to 15% over Russell Huff. And Constable in the 3rd District, Dale Holcomb Jr., 78% to 21% to Boggs. And in the 4th District Magistrate's race, Jim Roddy, big lead there, 86% to 13% over Atkins. Constable 4th District, Stephen Ray unopposed. Magistrate 5th District, James Howard was 64% to 35% to Travis Hensley. And Haywood in the 5th District Constable's race there unopposed. And then we get on into the Court of Appeals, and Caldwell and Lambert unopposed there. Circuit Judge, 26th Judicial District, Kent Hendrickson still leads 62% to 37% for Davenport. Scott Lisby not running unopposed in the district. Well, not really running, but he got some votes. They like him.
We will congratulate him as the winner.
Yeah. Go ahead and get your Board of Education there. I know you've done those.
Wallace Napier leads in the 4th District with 65%. LaVonda Pennington 34%. Scott Sherman is unopposed in the 5th District. In the Harlan Independent School District, you can vote for 3. There's only 3. Will Miller, Debbie Howard, and Virgil Eversole. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
In the City of Benham, Danny Quillen leads for mayor in 69%. For the City of Benham City Council, you can vote for 6. It's Holcomb with 14%, Sherman 16%, Cope with 12%, Simpson 17%, Watts 12%, Massey 14%, and Sargent with listen, there was 3 of them that had exactly 12.5% right there.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure what happens on that one.
Yeah.
The City of Cumberland, we'll catch it the next round. It's already halfway up the
I'm trying
screen.
to see if there's some other. Of course, Tackett has 8%, and looks like there was another one. Jordan Blair. Jordan Blair had about 7 or 8% there too for the City of Cumberland.
As we're coming up, we've got the City of Harlan. We have Joe Metters, 73%, Dakota Hensley with 26%. For the City Council, you can vote for 7, For the city of Harlan, we have Lee with 14%, Fraser 11%, Howard 14%, Phillips with 13%, Childers with 10%, Hensley 12%, Luttrell 12%, Charles Bailey with 9%. In the mayor's race for the city of Loyal, Clark Bailey has 156 votes. That's 72% of the vote. Danny Perkins has 58 votes. That's 27% of the vote.
You know, I'm looking at all these numbers, and I'm watching some of the things that's going on around us. And, you know, I hate to do this. I don't like to declare this one a winner, that one a winner. But I'm telling you, this thing is pretty much done.
Everyone's gone, Jackie.
Yeah, this thing is pretty much done, even though we still, I mean, things can change, as I mentioned, as far as a mayor's race, maybe. I don't know if the Benham precincts are all in or not. You know, we got a mayor's race in Benham, mayor's race in Cumberland, and then the city council race in Cumberland.
Okay, the last box has come into the courthouse.
All right, so they're all in here. All right, we got to refresh on the screen, so maybe we'll get most of it right here. This is it's kind of interesting. We had a couple races. It was kind of close, but we seem to always have some nip and tuck races that changes through time. Nothing has changed from the first vote that I can recall as we watched here this evening.
We still have 26 of 36 reporting on our screen here.
72%. Yep. So we've went up just a little bit, haven't we? Or was that where we was? Was we at 26?
That's still where we were. We're still waiting.
So
we've been told that all precincts are in the building. So maybe
we may just get the whole thing here in just a second. The whole thing may just blow up here, and if it does, we can throw it at you. But there was probably 70 people in here a little while ago, 70, 75 people.
Now there's 3.
Yeah,
4.
yeah.
We forgot Paul. 4.
Yeah, there's just a handful in here. So I think everybody has pretty much determined what we have is the spreads are just about too much to overcome. What's the total number of votes up there? I cannot see that.
It is 6,438 votes cast.
That's pretty good.
That's only 26 reporting.
That's
so
pretty
there's
good
more.
without a presidential election.
You're right.
You're
right.
Usually the presidential election is what really brings people out. But, gosh, we had so many local races this midterm.
We did.
I mean, just so many. And still waiting on those numbers. And I want to remind everybody, boy, I tell you what, all this talking you've done tonight, how are you going to do your radio show in the morning?
I don't know. I fill in when the crow in the morning is not around. I am the pigeon in the roost.
I was trying.
So
I was leading there a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's. I mean, so we're not going to have the crow in the morning. We'll have the pigeon in the roost.
He'll be there, one ear.
The pigeon and Paul. Paul and the pigeon.
Yeah.
We have.
It's.
We still have 26 precincts reporting.
I'm actually very excited about all 3 city council.
I'm waiting on those. Yep.
We're going to see a heavy turnover
Oh.
on all 3 of those.
So it's 7:36, and I'm thinking we're going to see the final total here in just a couple minutes there. But again, one of the things I guess that kind of jumped out at me. Of course, I've moved back up into the Tri-Cities, my old home stomping ground up there, and I kind of noticed a few things up in there. But gosh, so many new faces, not just in Cumberland. Mayor of Benham, 2 people that I don't think that's ever ran for public office, running for mayor for the city of Benham up there. And so a lot of younger people, a lot of people that's never been in politics, getting involved in politics. And
4 of the 6 council people running in Benham are new.
4 of the 6, that's right, 4 new ones, yeah. And, then we got, I mentioned Scott Sherman there just a little while ago. Scott Sherman running for school board and stuff. So
We only had 7 run for 7 seats in Cumberland 2 years ago.
right.
We
Yep.
have doubled that. So
I'm trying to see who's leading here. That's going to be Powers, Jenkins, Tyler Blair, Jonathan Fields, Elaine Scopa Forson looks like maybe. I couldn't tell. And then Corky Tackett. And Tyler Blair was in there. So anyway, it's going to be interesting to see these numbers. I think Shaun's going to take him a little break. See if Benham and Cumberland is done. If you can find that out for us. But you'd mentioned that just a minute ago. Paul Browning, Magistrate District 3, sitting in with me here, winning big. Congratulations. Second term.
Thank you, sir.
Second term. Maybe I hate to say it and make it sound. I don't want it to sound smart alecky or whatever. But changing of the guard, maybe are we seeing that maybe a little bit in some of these communities?
It is to a degree. I think what we're seeing, and this is the reason I'm still here. Like I say, my race I think is finished, but the individual council races in Cumberland, Benham, and Lynch, the 3 cities that are in District 3, have some brand new first-time candidates. And for instance, last time, 2 years ago in Cumberland, there were only 7 people that signed up for 7 positions. This time we have 14 that have signed up for 7 positions. So that shows me that people are wanting to get involved. They're starting to see what's going on, especially in our end of the world, and really globally. People have decided to start, I guess, to throw their hat in the ring.
And you know, I was telling Shaun about this just a few moments ago. It's getting harder and harder. Golly, I know this is going to say it's getting harder to get people to get involved, but because of a lot of different things. And I mentioned social media.
Right.
You know, if somebody don't like what you do, they don't have to find you to tell you.
No.
They'll go on the World Wide Web and tell everybody in China.
That's fine.
So you know that deters a lot of people from running. You got to have some thick skin.
Well, I had a post today that said, putting your hat in the ring is not for the faint of heart, and it truly isn't.
I guarantee it.
Especially in today's time and age with social media, it truly is. You don't have that face-to-face conversation. I've knocked on doors, and people have had real conversations with me, good and bad. But when the keyboard or the web stands in between you, it takes a certain amount of the accountability away from it. They can say or do whatever they want, and I'm held accountable as a public official to respond in an appropriate manner, and I would anyway.
Yeah.
But it is a daunting task.
Look, I'm not in politics. I'm in media, and it's hand in hand, baby.
It is. It's the same thing.
Hand in hand.
It is the
You
same
are
thing.
open game.
You are.
You're open game is what you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, congratulations to you, and a lot of things going on up in the Tri-Cities.
A lot of things going on in the Tri-Cities, and I don't take credit for that. I told folks when I ran 4 years ago, I said, I don't profess to know everything that there is to know about this position, but I do profess to be the biggest cheerleader that this area will ever have. And that's what I've attempted to do, is just get what we have out to the world, put a welcome mat out to the world that says, you've got to come here and you've got to see this place.
One thing I want to throw at you before Shaun comes back, I want to throw this at you. The thing that I've noticed, and I guess I'm noticing it more since I have moved back home, but one of the things I've noticed is so many different entities in the Tri-Cities doing their own thing but collaborating with others. One of the things I've got to throw out there, I have to throw this out there. I would be remiss if I didn't. You know, we talk about the motorcycles and the Black Mountain and all that and everything like that. Kingdom Come State Park.
Oh my gosh, there's not enough good words to be
have
said.
Have they not
for
done great work up there?
Sherry Cornett, Megan, TJ, it can't be overemphasized what work they are doing there, and I'm gonna move right on up. I'm gonna give kudos to our Judge Executive Dan Mosley, who has a personal connection with the Commissioner of Parks, and reached out to him personally. We're gonna have 11 cabins up there, sleeper cabins, and groundbreaking at any time. And Sherry and her crew up there have just taken the ball and run past the goalpost, out of the stadium, into a whole nother state. I mean, it is unbelievable what they have done.
The place is amazing.
It is. It truly is.
I just had to throw that out there.
Oh, yeah,
it is. And a lot of people miss that in Cumberland, in the Tri-Cities, in District 3. They miss that. They forget it's there. One of the most beautiful places in the world. But a lot of things going on up there. Good luck to you. Congratulations to you.
Appreciate you.
You know where I live?
I do, sir.
We've renamed that down there. You know that, right? I don't leave down there anymore. That is now Jacquelineburg.
I thought it was Crowsville.
No, it's Jacquelineburg, baby. Hey, we got some more precincts. I'm going to go over them. Paul Browning.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your win.
I appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you,
Shaun's going to join me, and we'll go back over some numbers. We're at 31 precincts out of 36. 31 out of 36, and I'm sure that like everybody else, we're done just about.
There's about 4 standing in line out there. It looked like. I think they're all in the building. We can't confirm it though.
Yeah.
All they would say is they're not counted. So.
Yeah, we're at 31 out of 36. So there you go, Cumberland City Council, do your thing, baby.
We got Dustin Seiler with 3%, Brooks Seiler 3%, Powers 10%, Doyle 5%, Dixon 1%, Jenkins 10%, Blair 7%, Fields 13%, Raleigh 5%, Tackett 5%, Forson 8%, Blair 12%, Dixon 4%, and Tackett with 8%.
You did it, baby. You got it. You got it. That's I think that might be the numbers, but we'll just have to wait and get all that confirmed. Again, we're at 31 out of 36 precincts reporting here, and to be honest with you, folks, there is no neck and neck race up there that I have seen, and the interesting races that we're looking at to try to get finalized here in the next couple minutes is the city council races and so on there, and those may be final. We just don't have verification of what precincts have been reported and do show on this screen. And you may be sitting in your community right now saying, hey, Shaun, Jackie, it's over with. We've already been notified. But we don't have that information in front of us right here as to what precincts are left to be counted.
Of course, we have to give our standard disclaimer we give every time. None of these results are official until they have been verified by the election board, which normally happens the next day.
Right. Right.
Right now we're showing 7,178 votes cast with only 86% of the precincts reporting. I have seen elections with nowhere near that total.
I've seen it around 4,000 or so, but still nothing new. We're still at 31 out of 36. What time is it? 15 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. So still waiting on the final numbers, and that's like I mentioned earlier. That's normally the way it goes. We get to a point, and we just have to wait until the finish and see what.
I'd say the next update will probably close us out.
Should do it.
I did find out how this screen is done. This screen is not, as soon as they put the little tape in the counter machine, it doesn't go to this. There is a gentleman out back there that actually is physically having to take all the results, put them onto a drive, and then plug that into another computer. So he's let's give old Ken a shout out. He's back there. He's working his tail off back there, so that we can see this.
Talking to Paul there, and I was telling you about it too, about how hard it is to get people. It really takes something to run in politics, whether it's small town, big town, whatever it is. It really takes something to run in politics. But to be an election worker and work during the election, it takes a little bit too.
Yeah, that's with 33 of 36. We just refreshed. That's 91% reporting at this point. Rand Paul has 82%. Charles Booker 17%. In the United States Representative, Hal Rogers with 88%. Connor Halblieb with 11%. In the 87th, I have no idea if it's right or not, though. In the 87th state representative race, we have Adam Bowling with 85%, Gary Smith 14%. In the 94th state representatives race, we have Jacob Justice with 78%, Angie Hatton with 21%.
Now, that's Harlan County votes only, folks. And then PVA, Harlan County, Felicia Wooten Tammy, unopposed. County Judge Executive Dan Mosley, unopposed. County Attorney Fred Busrow, unopposed as well. County Clerk Ashley Sullivan, 66% to 33%, I believe it is, for Hoskins. And Sheriff's race, Chris Brewer wins big, 81% to Mike Lunsford's 18%. Jailer's race, BJ Burkhart running unopposed. And then in the coroner's race, looks like John Derek No wins that. As we have it right now, 75% to 24% over Mason. Nobody running for county surveyor. And then the magistrates races are pretty much done as well. Middleton, 63% to 36% for Napier. Magistrate in the 2nd District, Bill Moore, running unopposed. Constable there, Scotty Moore winning big, 77% to 22% for Payne. Magistrate 3rd District, Paul Browning wins big, 84%, 15% to Russell Huff. Constable in the 3rd District, district. Looks like Dale Holcomb Jr. wins that big, 80% to 19% over Boggs. Magistrate in the 4th district, Jim Roddy, big win there, 86% to 13% for Atkins. Constable in the 4th district, Stephen Ray unopposed. Magistrate in the 5th district, James Howard, showing 61% to 38% for Hensley. And then in Constable in the 5th district, Haywood is running unopposed there. And then we have the judge for the Court of Appeals. Both Caldwell and Lambert unopposed. Circuit Judge, 26th Judicial Circuit Court Judge Kent Hendrickson, the incumbent, 63% to 36% for Davenport. Scott Lisenby, the district judge in the 26th district, running unopposed. And then you have the Board of Education, Pennington, 34%. Wallace Napier, 65%. Scott Sherman unopposed in the 5th district there. Board of Education for Harlan Independent School District, Miller, Howard, Everso all go in. 3 seats available, 3 people running.
Now, we did find out that there is one precinct from the city of Benham that has not been reported yet.
All right.
So Danny Quillen is currently ahead with 69% of the vote. In the city council's race, this will change this. You can vote for 6. Holcomb currently has 14, Sherman 16, Cope with 12.5%, Simpson with 17%. Watts, 12.5%, Massey, 14%, and Sargent with 12.5%.
Something's got to give there.
That one precinct should split that.
Yep, something's got to give right there if we have another precinct coming in. Looks like leading in Cumberland is going to be Jenkins and I think it's Blair and Fields and golly, those numbers, Corky Tackett. We'll have to get those numbers for you in just a minute to give you exactly who did win there for council in the city of Cumberland. City council in Everett, 6 people running, and I missed those numbers again. That's about 4 times I've done that.
Mayor of the city of Harlan, Joe Metters, the incumbent, 73% of the vote. Dakota Hensley with 26%. For the city council, you can vote for 7. Lee has 14%, Frazier 11%, Tim Howard 14%, Phillips 13%, Childers 10%, Hensley 12%, Luttrell 12%, and Bailey with 9%. For the city of Loyal, the mayor's race, Clark Bailey is the winner with 72%, Danny Perkins 27%. For the city of Loyal, you can vote for 6. There's only 4 there. In the city of Lynch, Justin Wren is unopposed. For the city council, city of Lynch, you can vote for 6. There's only 6 there. It's Rutherford, Massey, Hudak, Woods, Young, and Wilhoit. In the 2 constitutional amendments, Harlan County voted yes on both of them.
Overwhelming.
Number 1 and 2.
And 2, it was pretty much overwhelming, 73% to 20, I think it's 26% maybe I'm seeing there. But, folks, there's only 3 precincts left. Am I getting the cart before the horse? This election's pretty much done.
You know, what I've noticed here is a lot of times you will see a few of them, not all of them, they'll flip-flop. As you count, this first, even when just the absentees and early votings were reported, the percentages have not really changed.
Nothing has changed. It's been from the beginning to the end pretty much the same, again, except for these city council races. Well, they've been about the same as well. Mm-hmm. But, that's about the only races that we're really keeping our eye on. And then, as you mentioned there a minute ago, we're waiting, as I understand it, on another precinct out of Benham because that mayor's race up there is what we're looking at, as well as the council's race. There's 6 seats available in the city of Benham, 7 people running, and there was 3 people tied for that final seat, I believe, at 12.5%. Yeah. So something's got to give there.
Have you ever seen a 3-way tie on those vote multiples? An exact dead on the money 3-way tie.
Well, I don't know. Going by percentages, maybe.
We'll check the votes. When it comes up, we'll see if it's the same votes.
See what the numbers
because that
were.
will determine who the winner is if they're not the same.
It's the vote, yeah.
In the sheriff's race, we can declare Chris Brewer has won
Absolutely.
that one, 81%. Mike Lunsford with 18%. In the coroner's race, I'm pretty safe in saying John Derrick Noe is your new coroner with 75%. Emmanuel Mason, 24%. In the magistrate's race, pretty confident that Sparky Middleton has that one with 63% of the vote.
All the incumbents is what it looks like there on the magistrate's race.
I think all Republicans.
I think you may be right.
Now, of course, city council races, they're nonpartisan.
Right.
But I think that if it was a Republican-Democrat race, I think the Republican has pretty well run. I mean, everybody knows Harlan County has flipped Republican.
Yeah, and as I see it, all the magistrates, all the incumbents were reelected, as I see it there, every one of them. And, again, we're just waiting on a couple, 3 more precincts to be reported here. And and we can finalize this thing. I tell you, this has been a lengthy little evening.
It has.
It's been a lengthy little evening. It's took a while to get these numbers. Usually we have these by this time.
We'll let you all. We'll thank again the people responsible for you all getting us for the last 2 hours and however much longer. You can thank Total Auto Service in downtown Harlan, the Portal Pizzeria in downtown Harlan, Jared Nunley, Century 21 representative, Harlan Propane, which is under new management, Quantum Healthcare up in Cumberland. Jackie has an amazing review for them. The Patio Drive-In over in Pennington Gap. Studio 606 Dance Academy up Highway 72, going up Caterns Creek there in a beautiful new building. Bushwhackers Barbershop over here right across from the Justice Center. Great barber there. Dixon Plumbing. He's from Cumberland, but he's all over. And the Parts House in Wallens.
Rover.
All over Rover. We still have 33 precincts reporting there. That's 91%. That's a total of 7,509 votes.
I think you and I, the last election we covered there, only had about that many, about 8,000 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
And that was a big election too, wasn't it?
It was a huge election. It sure was. It was a big election.
I hope that we just keep seeing voter turnout increase and increase. People realize if you don't vote, don't expect things to change or go how you want.
Yeah, hush.
That's your voice.
Hush.
Exactly.
Hush. Oh, but we're still waiting on those final 3 precincts. We're going to sit here until we get them, but I would think that they're just about ready to be reported, and showing 33 out of 36 precincts. Now, again, there are 32 precincts in Harlan County. The other 4 precincts that's showing on this screen is 3 early voting sites in Harlan County and the absentee votes, as I have it. And, again, we're just waiting on the final 3 precincts, in-person voting precincts in Harlan County to be tabulated and reported, and there they are. Is that it? Does that say 38 or 30?
36 of 36. This is
it, folks.
Final count. Of the straight party, there were 2,238 people that pulled straight party Republican, 368 pulled straight party Democrat. In the senator's race, the final vote in Harlan County, Rand Paul, 82% of the vote, Charles Booker, 17%. 5th Congressional District, United States Representative, Hal Rogers, 88%. Connor Halblieb, 11%. 87 District State Representative, Adam Bowling, 85%. Gary Smith, 14%. 94th District State Representative, Jacob Justice in Harlan County, 78%. Angie Hatton, 21%. Felicia Wooten Tammy unopposed. Dan Mosley unopposed. Fred Busrow unopposed. In the county clerk's race, we have a new county clerk. Ashley Sullivan has unseated Donna Hoskins with 66% of the vote to Donna's 33%. In the sheriff's race, Chris Brewer is your new sheriff with 81% of the vote. Mike Lunsford, 18%. B.J. Burkhart was unopposed as jailer. In the coroner's race, we can declare John Derrick Noe your new coroner, carrying 75% of the vote. Emmanuel Mason Jr. with 24%. In the 1st District Magistrate's race, Clark Sparky Middleton remains your magistrate with 63% of the vote over Matt Napier's 36%. In the 1st District Constable's race, Tony Noe is unopposed. 2nd District Magistrate, Bill Moore is unopposed. In the 2nd District Constable's race, Scotty Moore has 78% of the vote. Clyde Payne follows with 21%. 3rd District Magistrate's race, Paul Browning has retained his seat with a wonderful 84% of the vote. Russell Huff with 15%. 3rd District Constable, Dale Holcomb, 81%. James Boggs, 18%. 4th District Magistrate, the incumbent Jim Roddy has retained with 86% of the vote. Lonnie Adkins, 13%.
Where are we at? Okay, go
5th
ahead.
District Magistrate's race, James Howard has retained his seat, 61% of the vote to Travis Hensley's 38%. Robert Haywood is unopposed in his constable's race. And in the 1st and 2nd Division Court of Appeals judges are both unopposed.
Oh, where are we at? I don't even know where you were at. Kent Hendrickson retains the seat as Circuit Judge, 26th Judicial Circuit Court. Hendrickson with 63%, 36% to Davenport. Scott Lisenby, we mentioned it all night, run unopposed. And in the Board of Education, Napier over Pennington, 66% to 33%. Scott Sherman running unopposed in the 5th District there. And City of Benham, Danny Quillen is the mayor for the city of Benham. Looks like he got 63% of the vote to 36% for Chad Morgan. And who did not make city council in Benham? It looks like, am I saying George C. Massey? George C. Massey with 13.5% of the vote there. The other 6 go in. For the city of Cumberland, it looks like, goodness gracious, this is going to be tough. I do see Jenkins. I do see Fields. I do see Tyler Blair. Looks like maybe Corky Tackett, and that's going to be hard to do. I'm going to have to get that on paper. Yeah, see if you can get that on paper for us. Or
for the city of Everett, you can vote for 6. It's Renee Doan with 14%, Stallard with 12%, Renfro 14%, Cottle 15%, Woodard 14%, McLean 15%, Couch with 17%. It looks like of those 7 running, Charlie Couch had the fewest. For the mayor of Harlan, Joe Matters retains with 73%. City council for Harlan, vote for 7. Lee with 14%, Frazier 11%, Howard 14%, Phillips 13%, Childers 10%, Hensley 12%, Luttrell 12%, and Bailey with 9%. For the city of Loyal, Clark Bailey is the new mayor of Loyal with 72% of the vote. For the city council for the city of Lynch, you can vote for 6. There's only 6 there. It's Rutherford, Massey, Hudak, Woods, Young, and Will Hoyt. Both constitutional amendments were voted yes in Harlan County.
all right, we're going to try to find out for sure about the Cumberland City Council because there's, like I say, that's been the one that's been tough on us all evening long with 14 different people running, and I've got some names here that I'm pretty sure are in, but I want to make sure, I want to see it on paper here instead of looking at the screen because it's really, really tough to figure out. But we do know now that the new mayor for the city of Benham is Danny Quillen. Danny Quillen wins there for mayor for the city of Benham. And also there were 7 people running for 6 seats for the city of Benham. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the unofficial numbers that we saw just a few moments ago shows that Savannah Sargent, Devin Watts, Kristen Simpson, Ryan Cope, Bradley Scott Sherman, and Emma Jean Holcomb have made it on the city council. And did you go in? Did you check that? Okay. I'm going to let you do this. So we're still waiting. We're still waiting on the numbers on paper because, like I say, when they go through this screen up here, sometimes you may miss one or say somebody else, and I don't want to say somebody else won, somebody else lost, this, that, whatever. But what we're looking for is the city council in Benham and the city council in Cumberland. I'm going to step away for Shaun just a second.
I'm here now with the new elected Harlan County clerk. Ashley, you're actually on TV right there. If you see the camera, everybody's watching you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How does it feel?
I'm in shock. I really am.
This is your first foray in politics, isn't it?
It is.
And you've won.
Yes.
By how many votes was it there?
I'm not even for sure. Harlan County's really just wowed me.
So are you nervous? Are you excited? A combination of both? What's going on in your head?
I've been nervous for the last few days, and you have these ups and down moments. Right now, I'm excited, and I'm excited to get in there next year and start focusing on the people of Harlan.
So do you have any changes that you have planned that you can discuss now, or it just you need to get your feet wet and see what's going on before you say, hey, I'm changing this, and find out you can't?
Well, I've already come across with some of the things that I'm going to focus on just within my campaign trail, people talking about the overall atmosphere. So that's going to be the first thing that I focus on. Really, it's just the people and the people's needs and what I can do within the law.
I understand. You've got a job ahead of you, don't you?
I do.
Congratulations, and we look forward to talking to you again because you do realize that you are the person that we come to asking for everything on election night.
That is
so. We'll be knocking on your door.
I'll be very busy, indeed. And if you don't mind, take this time for me to thank everyone. First of all, I have to thank God for, without Him and His will, I wouldn't be here right now. My friends and family have been absolutely amazing. Their support, 100%. I would like to thank Donna for her many years of service and for running a good, clean race. And, of course, to Harlan County, guys, you all went out there and you all spoke and we heard you. And thank you to each and every one of you all. I really, really appreciate it.
I think your baby brother is sitting there waiting on his shout out and his thank you.
Jared Powell knows that. Oh gosh, I'm his number one supporter. He does no wrong in my eyes, and he's always been there for me, and I really, really appreciate it.
Ashley, congratulations.
Thank
once
you
again,
so much.
and thank you for everything.
Thank you.
We look forward to see what's coming next.
Have a good night.
You too. So we currently have 36 of 36. That's all precincts reporting. In the mayor's race in the city of Loyal, Clark Bailey is your new mayor with 72% of the vote. In the city council for the city of Loyal, you could vote for 6. There's only 4. Trina Cornett, David Lewis, William Epperson, Elvin Smith. And joining me right now, I can't say the new judge, Kent Hendrickson. I guess we call you the re-elected judge, Kent Hendrickson. Judge Hendrickson, congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
How do you feel right now?
Well, it's been a job. It's hard to run a circuit court and campaign at the same time. It's been a real job, but I'm happy, and I'm going to get to continue the work I've been doing, and I thank the voters of Harlan County for trusting me for the first term and now the second term, and I'm ready. I'll be back at work tomorrow morning.
So you have 8 more years, and
yeah, and I'll be back at work tomorrow morning. I've got a busy trial calendar ahead of us because of COVID.
Yep.
Put back a lot of trials.
Well, let me ask you, how do you fit in still having court and campaigning? Did you sleep? Did you ever sleep?
Not a lot.
So I'd say when you get home tonight, you're going to take a nap. Is the plan?
I am. I may sleep late in the morning and come into work an hour late.
I don't think anyone will say anything.
Maybe not.
I mean, if they do you care?
Well, yeah.
Well, of course you do. That was.
Yeah, but I'm glad it's over, and it's one of those things. I've gone through them before.
Yep.
And, their work, their hard work, and you try to meet as many people as possible. I didn't get a chance to meet as many people as I did last time, but that part I really like. I really like talking with people.
You ran a good, clean race.
I tried to. I try to keep it clean.
By a good number. So I think Harlan County spoke. They're pleased with you, and we're ready for another 8 years.
Well, that's an honor. That's a real honor. I can't tell you what an honor it is. It's hard to overestimate.
I understand.
So,
Mr. Hendrickson, Judge Hendrickson,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you for talking with me.
And as we look around, we've still got we've got the final vote count right now. Looking around to see if here we go. Derek, come on over here. You're in the hot seat. We've got the new Harlan County coroner, Derek No, making his way over here. Put on this headset right here. It's adjusted for me. You may have to stretch it out there a little bit. Derek, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
You are now, or in January, will be the Harlan County coroner.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel?
It feels good.
Are you ready for a little bit of rest now? Because you've been going nonstop. So
yeah, I'm ready to take a break for a day or two.
Do you have anything in mind that you're going to change, or any way you're going to do things different? Or I mean, the coroner's kind of hard. What do you do?
Yeah,
you say people are alive or dead. What do you do?
The coroner is in charge of all death investigations in the county, and he has to make the determination of the cause of death and all that. And he uses all kind of different angles to go about that.
Yeah.
I plan on working with the Kentucky State Police and all the police agencies because they have more of the equipment to do the investigations. I plan on working well with them. I plan on having a good working relationship with our current coroner in the transition over.
I understand.
He's done a wonderful job over the years, and I just want to keep that level of professionalism and experience in the office.
And I think you will. I think you will do a fine job at that. And if you look at the numbers, you won by a landslide. You had a lot of people in support of you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's something else. I want to thank God first, and I want to thank God for putting all those people in the places that I needed them to be, and and in my life to do what I done.
I understand. Well, Derek, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Go home, rest a little bit. You've been going nonstop for months, so go home and rest a little bit.
Okay.
And congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We got Jackie stepping back in here now. All right.
Still trying to get a printout in there. They're still going to do some printouts for us as far as some of the numbers go on those council races go. I think we had them right, but I just wanted to see them on paper there to make sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's been the thorn in our side all night long. Those big council races, and
it has.
In city council races, I do know a few that, and I wrote them down somewhere. And I don't know where I wrote them down, so that didn't help a whole lot. But any surprises?
I mean, are we allowed to answer that?
I don't know if we are or not. I mean, I think the races that were competitive are the same ones that were competitive / interesting to everybody throughout Harlan County. Of course, the clerk's office, county judge office, the coroner's office, and then, well, of course, the sheriff's race and so on and everything. But nothing nip and tuck except the council races, really. And yep. So
there were no close races.
No, really
landslide.
wasn't. It was kind of interesting. And I'm looking here. I'm waiting. I'm going to try my best before we sign off, because it's been a long night. But I'm going to try my best to get those numbers from Cumberland, and you guys can help me there. I'm going to get this out. There you go. Take a picture of it. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure I had it just a few moments ago. I just wanted to make sure if I looked at it there again, because that's a big race, man. 14 people running for 7 seats. That's a big,
I like to see
and 3
that.
people running for mayor.
I like to see people that want to be involved. Yep. And just because somebody runs against you doesn't mean they hate you.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, except for you, Paul, maybe.
Oh, but right now they're showing all of the all incumbent magistrates went in, incumbent judges went in. Then, of course, we had a bunch unopposed. Chris Brewer is officially your new sheriff. What am I missing? Coroner.
Derek
No is the new coroner. So a lot of new faces.
We forgot to congratulate one candidate, and I'll let you do this interview on this one.
I done had him. I done did.
Already got Paul?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've already had him in the back.
Was that some premature congratulations?
and I've already had him in the back telling him what trees I need cut down at the house. I got him, baby.
I need to order a load of gravel. A disclaimer, we're joking with Paul. He doesn't do that.
We were talking back there, and he just thought it was all about election talk. And I said, hey, one more thing. I did the Columbo on him. One more thing. Here's the, let's see, that's the Board of Education. There's City of Benham. Congratulations to Danny Quillen, good friend of mine, Danny Quillen, the new mayor for Benham. And let's see, there's 6 of these 7 that go in, and I want to make sure. No, it's on the top. It's Imogene Holcomb with. Okay, so that's why we wanted to double check that and make sure. So we'll go back over that one in just a second. There's Cumberland. And Paul's going to try to take a picture of that. And while they're looking at that, I'm going to go back to Benham because it was so quick a while ago. We got the wrong names out there, and I knew that it was going to be an issue. But it looks to me like now that the 6 council members for the city of Benham, and again, this is unofficial, will be Bradley Scott Sherman, Ryan Cope, Kristen Simpson, Devin Watts, George C. Massey, and Savannah Sargent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 6 that I have right now showing with the most votes for city council. And I apologize. I think I mentioned somebody else earlier, but it was going so quick we just barely caught the name there. And so I'm glad that we got that finalized there for you, okay? All right, so now we're waiting to see if we can get the numbers for Cumberland. Did you get a picture on that? And give you the 7 people that got the most votes for city council in Cumberland before we sign off here this evening.
We're doing some math.
They're doing some figuring over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still kind of tough on the Everts as well. Everts city council, and I think I just got a message. I just got a message there, and again, I'll just go ahead and apologize to my old buddy George Massey up there. I mentioned that his percentage looked like that it was the lowest, but it was not, and I apologize for that. And again, sitting here trying to read through this screen, and we didn't get it correctly. But George Massey, again, for the city of Benham. This is your council members for the city of Benham. It will be Savannah Sargent, George C. Massey, Devin Watts, Kristen Simpson, Ryan Cope, Bradley Scott Sherman. Okay. Now you got the city of Cumberland there.
We think we're about we think 97.5% confident on this.
It's just so hard to see it.
Imagine taking a picture of the blurry screen on a cell phone and then trying
Let me
to
see
enlarge
if
that.
I'm going to see if we can got the numbers again right quick on paper.
For the city of Cumberland, we think it's George Powers, Jacob Doyle, Robert Tommy Jenkins, Jordan Blair, Elena Scopa Forson, Tyler Blair, and Randall Corky Tackett. Are Jordan and Tyler brothers?
They are not.
Not related.
I don't even think they were related at all, but they are both great.
They're now council brothers.
They are council brothers.
So that's who it is for the city council for Cumberland. We've got
Official, but
it's
we're
not
pretty
official. As we're getting numbers here, we're going to step away from the microphone just a minute, and we will return.
All right, we are back, and we've been waiting for the final numbers on paper, but it's going to be some time. I think there's some issues there, but I think we've given you mainly the gist of it. And again, it's on our Facebook page there. And again, I apologize to my old buddy up in Benham there. Paul and I both, we were looking at that number a minute ago, and we thought that was the one, and we missed the first number is what we had missed. And so anyway, congratulations to all the winners, and my hat's off to all of you that's running for political office to serve your community, your county, whatever. I just think it's a real leap in this day and time to get into politics. And there it is again. There's the city of Benham. It is Sherman, Cope, Simpson, Watts, Massey, and Sargent. That is your city council in Benham, and Danny Quillen, the mayor there. The city of Everts, we were looking at that a little while ago. There was a vote for 6. There were 7 people that ran there, and I don't know if we went over that or not. But again, we don't have the numbers on paper, and it's just so hard to try to pick out what 6 out of those 7 or what 7 out of 14 or whatever is the highest numbers of vote getting. So again, hey, it's live radio. We made a mistake.
You know where these numbers will be available without a doubt, though? In the morning?
On the Crow in the Morning Show.
On the Crow in the Morning Show.
I'll have them all on the Crow in the Morning Show. Oh, brother, it is 17 minutes past 8 o'clock. It has been a long evening. I want to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to come by to bring you these numbers. And it was just a strange evening. Nothing changed throughout the evening except maybe a couple of the city council races. Nothing changed throughout the evening. Pretty much what percentages we saw early were the percentages are close to that down the stretch. And the only thing that really changed a lot during the evening was city council races. Other than that, everything pretty much stayed the same. So, again, I want to thank all of our sponsors for providing this to the public.
There's one other person that stuck with us all day today, or all day this broadcast, that we probably need to thank.
And he's still sitting over here writing numbers down.
That's right.
Yeah.
Magistrate Paul Browning has been right with us. He has helped us. He has gone and got papers for us. He has given us commentary, comedic relief, whatever you want. Promised me hibachi in Cumberland. So, Paul, thank you for everything you do for us.
Yeah, he's going to cut trees down for me.
I can't not do this. It's unfortunately.
Folks, that's going to clear us up or end us. We're finished here at the courthouse. Again, I was hoping to be able to get the numbers on paper for you, but don't look like we're going to get them for some time, but we will have them tomorrow at Eastern Broadcasting, hopefully on the Crow in the Morning Show, and share all those numbers with you, okay? All right. Does that do it?
That's it.
All right, for Shaun Burnette, I'm Jackie Cornett, and thanking you again for tuning in to Eastern Broadcasting's coverage of the 2022 midterm elections here live from the Harlan County Courthouse. And as always, I will bid you